Hey, we're here and live.
We're here and live. You guys can watch me play 1001 Spikes and die live.
And he will die 1,001 times.
It's probably true. Probably more than 1001 times. I forgot to mention the fact that the game awards you with extra lives, so it will probably be more than 1,000 times that I end up dying.
That's better.
It really kind of is. I can add up my total at the end of the game because the game keeps track of how many times you've died in each level.
Mm-hmm.
There have been a few hundred pluses. I ain't gonna front. This one's gonna be 100 plus. Oh god. Just open up my DS and just die immediately without even pressing a button.
Sometimes it's just how it goes. What can you do?
I mean, if you die, do you die in real life?
Oh god.
Dude! I would not want to die in real life the way this guy dies. He gets impaled by spikes and like burnt by lava and dude. It sucks to be Aben Hawkins.
It's a good life.
I'm sure it is.
It's a really good life.
At the end, the real treasure is his father's approval. Wink.
Is this your backstory?
That is the 1001 Spikes backstory, yes sir.
Nice. Hi.
Hi.
Howdy.
What is
How's everybody doing?
what is the name of this show?
Episode 51, or the Downpour Podcast. I mean...
Right. I don't know if we're beginning the show proper yet. Are we going to give people some time to straggle in, or what?
I think we'll give them a good 5 minutes. So we're 2 minutes into this whole...
Guys, I was like ready to go. So
you
was
were
Bella.
set.
Hey guys, look at that. You see what's over there? Do you see that? Like, what's next to the PS Triple? Like,
I can't see. I've got Drive open.
Yeah, me too.
I
can see your lovely face, but I can't see the details. What's
there's
up?
something. You see that? There's something over there. That.
What is that?
What is that? What is that that's next to the PlayStation 3?
That looks like... Is it Nintendo?
Is it?
Is it a Super Nintendo, or is it a... Oh, that's a Wii U, right?
It's a Wii U?
Wow.
Listen, Jared, I know you're just as happy about Luigi being a psychopath as I am, but we'll talk about it once the show starts, alright?
Who's not excited about that? That's the most exciting thing.
See, it's exciting.
So
it's good marketing.
Yeah, so far we've got 3 people watching, which is cool. Just to let you guys know, because I saw some people just join, that we're just giving it a couple of minutes. Started the show at 8:05 proper, but if you're watching like the cool peeps, you're watching through the Google Plus page and stuff, and you can go into the Q&A area and ask us questions, and we will stop the show at a good point, answer questions, so that way we can...
Stop right in the middle. Oh my god! Right in the middle of one of my rampages, that's when we're going to stop.
Preferably. I will use it as a means to stop Jonathan. Like, Jonathan, I've got important things to read right now.
I'm going to let you finish.
I'm going to need you to shut up. That's not how I'll do it. It'll be much cooler, I promise.
It's true. Do you have your sunglasses ready, and you can just put on your sunglasses, and that'll be my signifier to stop?
I don't have sunglasses, but I do have my Sonic hat. But I'm not going to wear it because I just did my hair for this show. Not like I just showered or anything. Well, I did just shower, but it's not for the first time for today. I was outside doing things. Shut up. Leave me alone.
Wait, you went outside to do things?
I went on a walk, okay? Do you have to grill me?
Okay, I was going to,
Bear Grylls.
do that too. But then I just got home from work.
Dude.
And it sucked because I had to make predictions.
Sorry, man. True. This is E3 hype extravaganza show.
E3 hype extravaganza.
E-Thrizzle.
E-Thrizzle.
Dude, it's a party up in here.
Jonathan jumps on another plane.
You know what's a party? I just opened a Bink. Oh yeah.
Bink.
Energy Bink.
Oh, it's his energy drink of choice.
I was thinking Blink, like Blink the Time Cat on the Xbox.
Blink 182? Blink and it's gone before you know it? Blink.
Blink and you're dead?
Or Brink, that game that, existed?
Nicely done, Randy.
Thank you. Breaking out the Who. Deal with it.
I'm going to warn you all that Holly is watching a television show using my PlayStation 4 and its ergonomic plug the headphones into the controller technology.
Whoa.
So if all of a
PS4 plays
sudden...
TV.
What's up?
Isn't that copyrighted by Microsoft?
I don't know.
I don't think so. The Wii U's got a headphone jack in the thing.
I was JK.
Oh.
Like,
But
as
I
in-
mean, Holly
as
is
a-
watching
as like an-
television through the PS4 controller, so if she like slips and the headset comes unplugged, and all of a sudden Lost is like blasting at you in 90 volume. I
Well,
apologize.
at least it's Lost. What episode is she on?
She's rewatching it for like the 6th time because every time one of her friends watches Lost, she has to watch it again with them.
What? Wait, no, I need to
Yeah.
know what episode they're on because I've been planning to rewatch this. So like, maybe
Oh.
I'll wait until they're done and then I'll have
What
a buddy to rewatch.
episode are you on?
1 episode 15 or so.
Season 1, episode 15. God, you've watched 15 episodes!
John, have you seen this show?
No, Jared. I've seen it in the 5 or 6 times that my girlfriend has rewatched the series. I've seen enough.
What we're gonna do?
Yeah. It's
Should have done it at PAX. You missed out on the opportunity. You should have done that at PAX. Watch Lost together.
just go all the way to
Yeah.
Boston and like forget all the developers and the experiences and the good money we paid. We just bunk in the hotel room and just watch Lost for 3 days.
Not
Eric-
just,
Our really
Too.
terrible Wi-Fi that barely worked at times.
not
Oh
just
yeah,
bunk.
that's right.
Not just bunk. You guys got a spoon.
We've already done that at E3. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be lonely at this year's E3.
Oh, you'll have Richard. Won't that be fun?
Yeah. One bedroom, one life to live.
Okay, are we gonna start the show proper?
Yes,
or
we're
do
gonna
we still
start-
have another like 30 seconds or so?
Nah, let's just do this. But before Jonathan, you give us our intro. First of all, to you two, are you recording in Audacity?
I have been.
Jared,
Yes, sir. Yes.
good, because that's important.
It
Uh,
it really kind of is, because without the audio, we'd have to use this iffy
Well, yeah.
feed.
While great, it's not the most opportune audio that we could use.
Exactly.
Secondly,
We want to give you guys the premier audio experience here on the Downpour Podcast. You
Well,
got
you
to
guys-
hear all the nasal in my voice. It's been that way since the Kingdom Hearts Roundtable.
See, that's why you guys pay me the big bucks. Anyway, secondly, is all of you guys watching, don't forget in the Google Plus event page that you can join us in the Q&A, and you can give us questions, your thoughts, and things as we're going through the show. This one's all about E3, so if you guys have something you want to talk about on E3, go ahead and throw that in there. If you guys have questions, or if you guys want to say, like, oh man, this is the thing that I'm looking forward to the most, aren't you guys excited? And then we'll tell you either yes or no, or please leave. Because
It's true. We're nothing if not upstanding, honest folks here.
It's true, and we're kind of nice, except for that Jared guy. I don't really trust him.
Yeah.
Thank God he didn't pick me to rag on. Dudes,
Yeah.
I'm going to bring some controversial predictions to the E3 thread. I don't know if you guys read my novel, but
I read all of your predictions. I actually catered my my stuff to do at least amount of overlap as possible. So
all right then.
I mean, some of it overlaps, but hey.
Let's get this party started.
Do it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 51 of the Downpour Podcast for Monday, June 9th, 2014. My name is Jonathan Higgins, and I am co-owner of OperationRainfall.com.
And I am Randy Thompson, and I am podcast manager.
And my name is Jared Sahaski, and I'm not fancy enough to have a little name tag at the bottom, but I am a guest.
Permanent guest.
Awesome
Permanent.
special guest star. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Dudes, we're recording today. What's today's date? The 5th? Yes.
The 4th.
It's the 4th?
It's the 4th, man. Get your calendar straight, bro.
Is it really?
It
is.
is.
I've completely lost track of time because you see 1001 Spikes came out and it's just ruled my life and I've just lost all semblance of time. But today is apparently June 4th and the time is 9:05 on the East Coast. By the time you guys hear this on Monday, myself and Richard Ross will be in Los Angeles, probably on our way to a press conference or something to that effect. E3 is just about upon us.
It's exciting. It's exciting times. It's the biggest time of the year for video games, man.
It's true. It's pretty freaking cray-cray.
I
I don't know if we're going to
Christmas
do
was the
daily
biggest time.
recaps on the podcast like we did because the crew's a little smaller, but I'll be bringing my personal recorder. It's right here. You guys, you live stream viewers can see it. This is the personal recorder that Eric held out and that we interviewed Pixel with and stuff at PAX East. I'm going to use it again, and I'm going
I
to
have
throw
it.
things together, and I'm going to make it work.
I have a feeling that like you're gonna get these like legendary, like once in a lifetime interviews, and then you're gonna like lose it, like on the plane or something. on your
You
way
just
back.
you don't get to damn me yet, sir.
We'll see how it goes by the end of everything.
True
Yeah.
enough. I mean, the other thing I wanted to talk about before we get in the show proper, me personally. Have you all seen those damn Luigi videos from Mario Kart 8?
Oh my god, yes. They're so amazing.
No, I haven't seen them yet. Can you explain it to me?
Jared, are you being serious?
You gotta explain it for our audience, bro. This is Jared's way of introducing it. See, that's how television
I
works.
suppose, but like, it's been on Fox News, it's been on the Wall Street Journal, like, it's been everywhere. If you haven't seen this yet, I applaud you, and I will link to the NeoGAF thread and to all the infamous YouTube videos at this point in the show notes. I will put it all together for you because you are in for a laugh.
They are good.
Describing it, seeing it is much better than hearing me talk, but Luigi has undergone a bit of a transformation since the year of Luigi is over. He has lost all semblance of his emotions, and the infamous video that started this hashtag Luigi death stare thing is this video of Luigi's just clobbering Waluigi from behind with a shell, and he rolls past him, and the entire time he rolls past him, he just has this deadpan emotion look on his face like, the king is back! I just can't, because like there have been the gift set after gift set of just Luigi causing complete havoc with just deadpan emotion, or the one where he like knocks Rosalina off a bridge and like he skyrockets past the bridge on a speed boost and like smiles at the end with this evil maniacal smile. My descriptions can't possibly do it justice, but I have not laughed that hard at a Mario game in my entire life. It's just ridiculous. I kind of want Luigi to be the villain. I want the next like big Mario RPG game to be like Luigi turns a heel and like goes evil because he's sick of being in his brother's shadow.
It'll be Luigi's mansion, except for it's his mansion, and he's devised all these traps and things for Mario to get through.
Dude, like what's the name of that damn show?
Saw. It's gonna be Saw, but starring Luigi. Make
Wow.
that guy.
But
Yeah.
That escalated quickly.
I would like to play a game.
Yeah.
It's a me, Luigi.
But Jared, you've
What? Huh?
written something on this outline for the pre-show banter as well. Do you have a
Yes.
question for us? Maybe you can even ask the audience. Maybe they can help.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You forgot what he wrote in the
Well, I thought we were still talking about Luigi, so I'm like, did I have a question about Luigi?
You have a different
right.
question.
Yes. So basically, it's about me possibly getting the Humble RPG Maker bundle, which, John, you got that, right?
I did.
So basically, I'm trying to get a little feel here for if I should get this or not, because as of right now, it has 16 hours and 45 minutes left, and it has this game that made you weep, and I kind of want to weep myself. Sounds weird. To the moon.
It does.
To the moon. And now, so I see all these RPG Maker games and stuff, but are there more games that are RPGs inside of here in addition to the moon?
Well, I
or-
mean, with the bundle, as
Mhm.
far as my understanding, you get every piece of RPG, the popular RPG Maker tools out there that's valued at like $70 or $80 usually, and you get that at name your own price.
Yeah.
But if you push it up to I think like $12 or $13 is that minimum for everything, you get all that plus expansion packs and plus a few ready-made RPG Maker games like To the Moon that have become infamous that were made in RPG Maker. I'm not sure what the games are off the top of my head without doing some research, but there is more than one game besides just To the Moon there.
I think that with these bundles, we should go make our RPG like finally come to life. What do you guys think?
What is our RPG like? Do I get to be one of the love interests?
Yes. You know what? We could use our first names.
Go ahead and draw a callback to like episode 30-something of the Downpour Podcast.
That was a good
I've
episode.
seen the fan fiction, and I don't even want to know if I want to go down that road.
We have fan fiction?
No. It was all a joke. You don't remember. Forget it.
Oh,
At least Randy remembers.
guys,
But should you get it?
Yeah.
Sure. How much is it? $10? Go for it.
Yeah, well, you know what, actually, I do have that money to grab it, and I think it would be a super good idea. I think the value is pretty great.
Well, I mean,
So,
just look at all the tutorials on the internet regarding how to use RPG Maker and its various bells and whistles. If you ever wanted to make a game, that's literally a whole preset thing of tools at your disposal for under $15.
I think
Plus
if I
games.
made my own game, it would be like about 10 hours of a battle. And then it would be
The
a 10-hour
longest
song.
RPG battle ever.
It'd be a 10-hour song. You guys would be on vocals, and the whole point of it would be like not like a big love story, but like these weird twists and turns, and you never leave the battle. Okay, like it would be so different because there's no RPG that's never like left the battlefield, right? Okay, so I think that that'd be crazy. Okay.
Well, we have Pat in the Q&A who says, as a person who has made awful self-insert games, I endorse the idea. So, by all
Dude.
means, do it.
You've been endorsed.
Team.
Shall we move on into the news proper?
Let's
Indeed.
do it.
Randy, I believe that passes the mic to you, sir.
Oh, well, I get the spotlight now. So first of all, we've got some really cool new reviews up on the site. Josh wrapped up Mega May with reviews for over seven Mega Man games. So be sure to check those out if you're a fan. Also check out Moon Chronicles Episode 1 from Guy. And Jonathan is still working on Transistor because he is a lazy piece of human garbage. As well as 1001 Spikes, which you'll hear about later because he will talk about it for approximately an hour and a half. No,
Ooh, it's so true.
Jared, what you got for us?
Theater Rhythm.
You actually have Theater Rhythm. You got an advanced copy, and you have it for us.
I'm jelly.
It's right here. Here. So Theater Rhythm Curtain Call. That's coming here. We kind of knew that already, but it's getting a collector's edition. Well,
Yes.
actually, all the pre-orders are getting bumped up to getting like a CD with like 2 songs. Or
Right,
something.
it's like a little. It's the 5-track CD that comes with the collector's edition. But if you pay the premium price for the collector's edition, there is more to it.
You get a pouch. You get a case.
It's a
There's nothing
pouch, a full
cool thing.
soundtrack, and
Well, it's not a full soundtrack.
I think it is though because you
It's
get
a
the
special
5 CD
selections.
bonus thing
It's
and like
the game. I think has
20 or
200
30
songs in
or
it.
something.
So, it's like a selected thing.
Yeah.
It's cool. Here's my question, because I actually don't know the answer, related to this game. Does this have all the songs from the first game and more, or is this like a whole
It's
new world?
all new selections from all those games. I don't think it
Mhm.
will have any songs from the previous games, but we're talking things like Bahamut Lagoon, Final Fantasy Tactics, things like that, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that the collector's edition is almost tempting to get for the case, the carrying case, but I can't decide. So Jared's question number 2 for the night: should I pre-order this for the case?
Considering how much that you liked Theater Rhythm in comparison to me, you're going to get the collector's edition, and I'm not.
I was actually, I'm really on the fence because when I think about it, like I played Theater Rhythm for, I think it was like maybe 20 hours, and then I never played it again, at all. And so I was wondering if I even was going to pre-order this.
Do
And so-
you like flashy things?
Well, I mean, I love the music, and I love the concerts, and I love Uematsu and all that stuff. But I didn't become addicted to the game like some people I street passed with that had like 100 hours on the game. You know?
Oh, I'll totally become addicted, and I'm totally buying it, but I'm not going to pay the extra premium price for the soundtracks, many of which I already own.
If there's no tracks from the first game, then maybe now that one will be a little bit cheaper, so I can pick up the first one and actually play it.
Point.
Mm-hmm.
Did
Okay.
you never get to Theater Rhythm before, Andy? I think we had this discussion when Chris brought it up, maybe.
Right, I played the demo, and I was really happy that Sunlift Waterscape was in there, so I played that a lot.
That is
Yeah,
one
that's
of
one of
the
those
good
ones you can play it over and over again, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Randy's got a little slice of heaven.
It's true.
I played the hell out of that game, and then it was too addicting, and I sent it back. I'm going to probably play the hell out of Theater Rhythm Part 2, and it's going to be too addicting, and I'm going to send it back.
You gonna play it at E3, John?
It's it's
You know
literally
what?
a mystery.
That is going to be there. I am going to play it at E3.
Mm-hmm.
What if
I'll
it's
get every friggin' game that I can get my hands on in 4 or 5 days or whatever.
what if it's not at E3? What will you do?
Something will be. I know Kingdom Hearts 2.5 is going to be there because
You are
1.5
jumping
was there
far
last
ahead.
year. So
In the outline.
Let's move on to the next thing after.
Randy gets to go gaga. Let Randy go gaga.
I'm not really gonna go gaga on this one actually, which is kind of weird. So this week, yes, Lady Gaga. Earlier this week we had a whole bunch of info come out on Sonic Boom, which now is not just called Sonic Boom for the 3DS and the Wii U. It's Rise of Lyric for the Wii U version, and then Shattered Crystal for 3DS. And so we got to see some gameplay of both, so that'll be really, really cool. I don't know, looking at some of the videos, I'm kind of meh on it some more, but I don't know. It remains to
What
be
about that
seen.
new character, Randy?
I like Styx. Styx looks really cool. I mean, I still have to watch that one video, which is like a behind-the-scenes voice actor thing, so I still don't know what she sounds like, but the design
I'm
is
going to
cool.
steal this joke from Phil Theobald from the Player One podcast and formerly of Nintendo Power. But please, for the love of God, tell me that Styx has a little buddy named Stones. Please? Please?
That would be good. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we had cream and cheese that were
Right.
introduced.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's got to be a thing. I'm counting on it.
Right, Sticks and Stones. Oh, so yeah, we got to see some stuff of that. So the 3DS one is going to be like more of the side-scroller, classic Sonic-y sort of thing, from the look of it. And then, so yeah, that'll be a thing that will be there. And since I won't be at E3, John, it'll be up to you to play Sonic Boom.
I'll take care of it just like I did Lost World the other time, and
Thank you.
I'll let you guys know if it's got any more weird control issues, but since it's developed by a completely different team, I don't think they're going to stick with that control scheme.
No, they won't be. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that characters do in Sonic Boom, so... But
Yeah.
the weird thing will be the camera. I've heard a lot of weird things about that camera. So,
Fun times. I'll keep an eye out.
thank you, John. Speaking of which, John, what do you got?
Dude, did you guys hear Mario Kart 8 sold 1.2 million copies during its first weekend, and it's the savior of Nintendo?
I did, and that's pretty cool to me.
Don't get me wrong, like, good on them, but, like, is this really big, huge news? It's like we
Yes.
knew it was going to sell well, and then it sold well.
Well, it's good when you kind of get validation for that. I mean, just for reference, when did Sonic 3D World come out? Was that in November?
Oh, wait, Mario 3D World or Sonic
did I
Lost
s-
World?
Sorry, Mario 3D World.
That was November 22nd.
It
Both
took-
Mario
it-
3D World and A Link Between Worlds.
It took 3D World up to the end of December to reach 1 million sold worldwide. So, Mario Kart selling
Right.
1.2 in 3 days is pretty awesome.
Everybody was looking forward to Mario Kart, though. That's
Mhm.
Mario Kart, man!
Plus a bunch of really cool bundles, so I'm sure that there's a good number of new Wii U units.
Yeah.
And we did get the Media Create list. There's 19,000 of them sold in Japan this past week. So, which it was the highest selling console over there, even though the numbers are kind of low. But that's because they've got something going on with a new tax stuff going on for hardware. So it's actually been taking a dive in recent months. But still, that's exciting. I like it.
I mean, it just shows that Nintendo is at this prime opportunity going into E3. They're getting positive press for once. They really, really, really need to knock it out of the park at this year's E3 and give everyone close to what they want.
Jumping ahead again.
Positive press going.
Well, the one thing that people like to point out is like, oh no, everything's being pushed back to 2015 for release. Still a good smattering of Wii U titles that are still on the board for 2014. So
True enough.
While you're waiting, pick one of those up and play all them games.
That's a really good point, that all of these things that are getting pushed back is the prime opportunity to swoop in and gain ground.
Speaking of the Wii U, a system update happened that fixed a few things, made things a lot quicker, added a little start menu to the gamepad with like a quick launch icons and stuff like that. It's pretty nifty, I gotta say.
Yeah, and notifications when your system is even off. So
do you know what it did to my gamepad? I woke up this morning and I looked at the gamepad and the home button was blinking blue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I didn't even know you had lights. And I hit the button, and it's like...
played with the online on? Because whenever somebody comes online, it'll blink and let you know, hey.
It lets you know your friends are online by blinking.
I think...
You need to be more attentive, sir.
I think I've played my Wii U for like... Actually, I looked yesterday. Less than 40 hours? So I really haven't seen much of it. I didn't even know the Wii U had USB slots in the front until they released a picture for the GameCube thing.
Those USB slots, GameCube controller for Smash Brothers. What? We already talked about that, I think.
That's exciting, guys. You have no... Actually, you guys know. Yeah, you know. Yeah. All right.
Yes,
I'm getting really excited now.
Woohoo! I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Randy.
Yeah.
Let's leave Nintendo and go into Sony, and you can tell us all about that.
Sounds like a good deal. So Sony is also going all out this year for E3 stuff. Everybody else streams their pressers and things on the internet, but why stream their presser at home when you can do it in a theater with a bunch of other nerds? So that's what they're doing. Select theaters will be hosting a live stream of the E3 presser Monday night. So the day that you hear this, if you're listening to the podcast when it normally comes out, that'll be that night. You can sign up to register and reserve a ticket sort of thing. Not a seat, but, whatever. A ticket for the whole thing. And it's totally free, so that'll be really cool.
And you did that, didn't you?
I jumped on it right away because it's like, this is pretty cool and different, and at least it'll be an experience. And no charge, and there's a theater nearby, so I figured, why not? So I will be around a bunch of other people watching things about Sony. I'm thinking maybe I should heckle and be like, boo, show us Smash Bros. See how that goes. Even though there's...
Randy are not necessarily the opinions of Operation Rainfall or its affiliates.
It's true, because I say a lot of really terrible things. But no, I am really excited to see what Sony has on offer, because they have games that I like to play too. So... it is all good. I just wanted to make a joke.
Maybe someone somewhere will sell Randy on a PlayStation Vita. Maybe.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Shall we move into what we've been playing, gentlemen?
Dudes, let's do it. What have
Unless someone has any opening questions on the chat.
Looks like we got one from Jeff N. Can you call something a savior if it only moved 10,000 additional units in its home region? Well, it moved 19,000. But no, I didn't call it that. I'm going to put that on John. John is
that's on you, John.
Hey, I called it a savior because the internet called it a savior. I'm just speaking on behalf of Twitter.
We'll just say it helped.
I didn't see anyone call it a savior. I just saw Nintendo post a big golden mushroom.
Listen, I will go to the NeoGAF thread, and it says Luigi's Death Stare will save the Wii U.
Well, call Bunavelza putting Mario Kart 8 in charge of.
Oh my god. I just
Say
imagined
things.
a really cool track around Bunavelza, and it was really cool. Oh my goodness.
For the record, I'm making a really terrible Lightning Returns joke. Okay, Jared, so what have you been playing?
Move on.
Games.
Yeah.
Racing games, it looks like.
Well, actually, what's really funny that you bring up Lightning Returns, I had that game turned on for like 10 minutes. What I did is I was trying to show a friend the battle system of Lightning Returns, and it was really tricky to get back into it when I couldn't remember how to play because it had been a month, and so that was interesting. And the reason why I was playing Lightning Returns is because I was trying to see if Little Big Planet Karting would download in the background while I was playing Lightning Returns, because it says, would you like to download this title in the background? And I'm like, sure. And since I'm kind of a late adopter to the PS Triple, I had no idea that it would, pause the download because it lied to me.
That these days,
So
sir.
I basically, that's why I only played for like 10 minutes. Little Big Planet Karting took forever to download, and it was not worth waiting. My friend Evan and I were waiting for. I think the reason why we downloaded Little Big Planet Karting on the PS3 was to, I guess, to satisfy this weird hunger for Mario Kart to come out like 2 days later. So we're like, let's play the next best thing. And
So you played Sonic All-Star Racing's Transformed.
honestly, we should have played that,
Facts.
but I didn't have that. And Little Big Planet Karting, we played, I think, 4 or 5 tracks. But like the most disturbing thing was that the first 5 minutes was taken up by a tutorial. And I know it's only maybe 5 minutes. Maybe it was 10 minutes, but the reason why it was disturbing is because I just wanted to, like, race, right? Okay. And so some of the items are kind of cool. The racing was, like, decent. The graphics are all right, but it just doesn't have, like, that charm. So it was okay, but it wasn't. We just stopped playing after like 20 minutes. We couldn't do it. So that was that. And then I got Mario Kart 8 on day 1. I think because of the hype. I unpacked my Wii U from its cave, and I totally waited actually until like 2 in the morning for some reason, and I started playing. I played all of the new tracks, but because I was so tired, I kind of like forgot half of what they were. But it was a lot of fun. And then I think the next day or the day after that, I played local multiplayer Mario Kart 8 with 2 people. So it was. I'll give you impressions of like the tracks in a second, because I think that's like the most interesting part. But basically, playing local multiplayer was cool, especially with 2 people, because the frame rate stays the same. It's really pretty, right? We added a 3rd person, and frame rate is terrible. Jarring at first, not extremely terrible. It's just kind of like you see it change. Like it's so noticeable that it was jarring. I think it went from 60 to 30, but I really don't know the technical.
Was it a consistent 30? I mean, if so, that's totally fine. Oh, so then it
was
wasn't
consistent.
terrible. It's
but
just
when you're used to playing
that's
at 60, like you were even on like split screen, which splits vertically, by the way, and that's pretty cool. It's like, yeah, this is a really fun experience, but then we added a 3rd person just expecting the same, and all of a sudden it's just like everything just felt so different. And it's like, what is happening? This is weird. But after about a course or 2, things went from terrible to being like you didn't really notice anymore. But I just was confused why that happened. I didn't expect it. Like I had no idea. I didn't hear anything about that happening.
Well, I mean, it's local multiplayer. The camera is shifting perspective to focus on 2 racers. Like, I know the Wii U is all next gen and stuff, and probably the PlayStation and the Xbox One would probably do the same kind of thing. Like, Local multiplayer is no easy feat when you're taking not one car processing all this information and all this massive track, but like several. I can see why the frame rate would drop. Like,
I
not
just
that I'm
know
a defender or anything, but like I get it.
that it was like really jarring, and I was like, it was really sad because the beauty was slightly affected, and that's one of the best things about the game. So the tracks are really beautiful. I played multiplayer last night for the first time. I had no issues with it, and what was really neat was playing these beautiful tracks with people online. It was really good. Mario Kart, we had like decent online, but it kind of became marred by people who were cheating and weird glitchy stuff, which never really upset me because it never affected me too much. But sometimes things would happen, and you're just like, why is this happening in this track? But it just felt like it was stronger. And that really contributed to being fun. There's always 12 people racing,
Right.
so like you never lost out. It wasn't weird like in Mario Kart Wii, or maybe it was 3DS, where sometimes there's only like 5 people, or like the room kept on adding, which was nice. And it's really, it was really, I guess it captures like your attention at all times. You have to always be on your toes. I only came in second or anything above 5th once, and that's with me like not really playing this game that much. So you can tell that I got really lucky in that point. The items are fun. The music is pretty good. I enjoy the majority of the new tracks, except for like the first introductory new tracks, because I think they're just kind of whatever. But they got smart there, and they revamped up a lot of those tracks. And finally, I see what those gravity hover wheels do. It just allowed them to be creative with their tracks, to basically put twists and stuff. Whereas, like, for some reason at E3 last year when I was playing it, I was like, oh man, I'm on the ceiling or I'm on the wall. And sometimes they do that, but thankfully they only do it a little bit. So it's not like I'm on the ceiling, or I'm not actually. I don't even think you can go on the ceiling, but most of it's basically on the wall. It's used sparingly. It's more like, oh, I can see this course like upside down and ahead of me, but the camera will move with you, and it's fun. And yes, the death stairs are pretty cool. They are pretty funny, and it's selected highlights. Like, you can't rewatch your whole race because I think that would be a memory hog. But they choose eventful things that happen. It is fun when you're playing with people that you know, and you can create different rooms and stuff. So there's all these people who are creating communities for you to play, and that's cool, because it's just really fun to do that, to play with people who are really serious about it, or just play randomly, and it's just good stuff. The quality is there. So long story short, I had a blast actually playing last night online for the first time. Verbally, actually, like laughing out loud, a little bit of yelling, but not in anger.
Not yet.
Not yet. And just enjoying myself. That was cool. And I have the Wii U plugged in, and I want to play Mario Kart more, and so it's just really exciting.
Just a quick aside. Randy and I still don't own this game, if I'm correct, Randy?
Correct, but if I happen to get some money coming in sometime soon, then that's I don't know. That's a weird way to.
I love it. That's amazing.
It will not be us, but somewhere on the oprainfall website, very possibly in our forums, we will launch the oprainfall Mario Kart 8 community and maybe try to run tournaments and stuff like that. I will probably leave that in the very capable hands of Mario Kart enthusiasts like Josh, David Rawlings, and people who have been playing that game for quite a bit since it came out. I'm not among the ranks yet. I will get Mario Kart 8 eventually because Luigi is a sociopath. I'm going to wait until Thanksgiving when I see it as part of a sale to pick it up. I've never been really much of a racing guy, so I'll just play 1001 Spikes and be a complete masochist instead, but I'll get into that a little later.
Yeah. If I can get the cash within the next month or so I can also take part in that sweet promo to get a free game with it, because I only own 2 out of the 4 available, so I have choices. Then I can
Party.
Well, it's either that. It's going to be either that or Pikmin 3, and I've never played a Pikmin before, so
I think you should choose Pikmin 3.
that's what I'm kind of leaning towards. So we shall see.
I have one last thing to say real quick.
Go
Go
for it.
for it.
I have a new main in Mario Kart. Her name is Toadette. I have never raced as Toadette before, but there's just something hilarious about racing as Toadette. That's all I got, guys. Who's your main? Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments on Twitter, anywhere. So that way-
Anywhere.
who
We'll
do you
mention
race
it. You
as?
could let us know who your mains are right now as we're broadcasting live.
True. Speaking of those, before we move on to what I've been playing, which is obviously the best part of the show.
The man of the hour. It's
It
true.
is actually.
Right. We have a couple of things here. First of all, from Mr. Andrew Rutter. Do you expect a version of the Vita announced with internal memory? See, that's an idea. I would think, because when you get the system, it comes with a one memory card, right? Isn't it like a 4 gig stick?
I think it's like a little 4 gig thingy, and then you got to pay the $70 or $80 or $90 to get the 32.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. What I would think then, instead of doing a whole hardware redesign and having to include like some sort of memory in there, that they would just pack in like a bigger stick, or hopefully just
More bundles at cheaper prices. That is
Yeah.
the one thing they need to do to sell more Vitas is
And-
lower those memory card prices. It's
that would honestly sell me. Quite honestly, I would be like, yeah, I'll pick up a Vita because now I can actually do things with it if I actually have a bigger card without spending half of that.
What about
price
all
again.
those people who bought those cards at expensive prices? They're gonna
Hey,
that would be me.
But
I
you
won't
know
be
what?
bitter.
See, that's just when you buy into something and you're an early adopter. It's kind of something you expect. It was like
Exactly. Early
Right.
or late. Like, it doesn't matter when you buy something and the price drops. That's the nature of the beast.
that's how it was when I got my 3DS. I got the launch one, and then a couple of months later, they're like, "Hey,
Ambassador.
ambassador program, and we're cutting the price." I wasn't upset. I was getting free games. Bring
What
it
if
on.
there was no ambassador program?
Mm,
Not your time for this discussion.
Nope.
Right. Um,
Any other questions there, Andy?
oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of them in now.
All right, all right.
From our own Crystal Baltimore, Borderlands bundles come with an 8 gigabyte stick, actually.
Ooh.
Cool, but from what I see, 8 gigs still isn't a whole ton.
8 gigs is better than 4, but
8
you're going to
gigs.
want the 16 or the 32 if I know you, Randy.
Right, exactly. I would want the bigger one so I can just carry more games with me, because that's the whole point of the thing, is to be portable. So why not
Yeah.
push that? From Asterak, we have, do you guys see a Wii U Metroid coming out in the next 2 years? I would love to say yes, but Retro refuses to do anything with Metroid.
I have it in some E3 prediction stuff coming up.
Ooh, so then we will talk about that. I would love to see it. I don't know if we will, because...
I think we will.
Let's hope so. Hopefully they're done with Donkey Kong. No offense. Donkey Kong
They
seems
they,
good and
they,
solid.
they need to be done. Okay.
But
Yeah.
they need to be done and move on to be it Metroid or redoing Star Fox. Something
Aren't they
like that.
hiring? Didn't you post that?
Oh yeah, yeah I
They're
did. Yeah,
hiring?
that they're hiring
Yeah.
modelers. So hopefully,
See, if they're hiring,
for
And
them,
text gotta
for
be
them
for
Star
something.
Fox animations.
let's hope so.
Star Fox the movie.
We've got another one from Jeff N. Do you guys have any opinions on the whole Story of Seasons Harvest Moon situation?
Ooh, nice.
I got nothing.
When it comes to Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing and probably Tomodachi Life and all of those other kind of like life simulation games, I know what they are. I've dabbled. I've played the original Harvest Moon, some of the Harvest Moons that came after, and Rune Factory would be my most recent foray in there. I don't have time. That is a serious, serious life sink that I just cannot do, much like I can't do MMOs. Like, I will lose my relationship and my job and the roof over my head, and I like those things, so I stay away from Harvest Moon. However, Xseed can call the game whatever they want. A Harvest Moon game is still a Harvest Moon game, and it's Xseed, so you know they're going to give it the love and attention it deserves. So I really don't understand where the disappointment is. But I got really thrown for a loop when Natsume announced another Harvest Moon game coming to, I think, the 3DS at some point. And I'm just like, what's going on?
Well, more games for people that are fans. I mean, you're getting one now from Xseed and then another one in the future from Natsume. That's cool. It'll be confusing for consumers, surely, because they don't know that Story of Seasons is just going to be Harvest Moon. But hey, games is games is games. So
I don't think I have much of an opinion. I just know I can't have much of an opinion because I can't be invested.
yeah, for sure. Jared, you got anything to say on this before we move on?
No.
Gotcha.
I'm just in
Jared
the,
wants
I'm
a
in the
cow
same boat.
plush. That's what Jared has to say.
I want what?
A cow plush.
Yes. Because the goat plush I already have is not enough. I must
True.
complete the farm animals collection.
Of course.
Goat
another-
simulator.
yeah.
Oh, why is that not in your what we've been playing, Jared?
I just have not invested, okay?
You should. We all should.
I'm recovering.
I don't know if you guys know, but Jared had a trip to Japan.
Oh, God. I'm still recovering. Okay.
From Andrew Rudder again, do you think Nintendo will announce Wii U Zelda to boost hardware sales? We'll talk about it later,
Yes.
because that will be in our E3 predictions, so for sure.
True facts.
There's no such thing. They've just been talking about it for a long time.
They've actually
Zelda
fired.
doesn't exist.
They fired
Hyrule
everybody.
Warriors is gonna get canceled.
Yep.
The game was finished. It's been scrapped. Get ready.
Yep. All the Zelda dev teams fired months ago. After Skyward Sword, they're like, get out. This is
Aonumo is just never heard from again.
no. They're like, we're giving it to Tecmo Koei. They're doing Zelda Hyrule Warriors, and that's just what it's going to be from now on. Hashtag deal with it.
That tech demo for Zelda Wii U has been put into the Nintendo Vault.
Right. It'll actually
Shelved.
be the assets will be reused for another Kirby game,
God.
which will be amazing, of course.
Called Meta Knight's Curse.
Yes.
They were talking about a 3D Kirby game, a fully 3D Kirby game.
Oh my goodness.
What about
Speaking of-
Bomberman Wii U?
Don't talk to me about Bomberman. That's still a sore subject.
Sorry.
So, okay, so we've cleared up some questions for a minute. Let's, I'll move on to talk about what I've been playing, because that's what you all came here for, after all. Not at all.
I paid good money to hear this.
We're going to get through this. We're going to get through what we've been playing, and then we're going to get into E3 craziness, so just stick with it. I just had a couple of quick stories to go through. Recently, I had a couple of friends kind of heavily suggest that I try a video game series out that I've never played before. And it's been around for a while, 12 years at this point. And so I checked out to see how much it was. It was pretty cheap, $13. I was like, okay, well, I'll jump on this. I'll at least give it a shot. Go in, no expectations, no nothing. I knew basically nothing about this other than the premise, I guess. So Randy picked up the Sly Cooper collection on PS3 and decided to give that a go. So I jumped in, of course, with number 1, Sly Cooper, the Thievius Raccoonus. And I'm about halfway through, because there's supposed to be like 5 big bad guys, and I'm about to fight the 3rd, and the percentage counter thingy at the save thing says that I'm at 50%, but that's for like collectibles and things, and I've been going through and getting all those as I go. So makes sense that I'm about halfway through there.
Sell me, Randy.
Okay, so I'm
Sell
supposed
me
to
on
sell
this.
you on this. Well, going in, of course, I didn't have the mindset of this is going to be the most amazing, most up-to-date thing I've ever played. It's a 12-year-old game. I went in
Right.
with that it's a product of its time. So some things are a little bit wonky, but when you know this, you can be forgiving. And the platforming is a lot of fun. As you go through, you get more and more abilities and things to better platform across things and fight enemies and stuff. And now, after I've gotten a couple of abilities and kind of have a better idea of what the game expects of me for everything, as well as being able to tell like what items are what, being able to better distinguish things that I can collect versus things that are in the background and stuff like that, I really have an appreciation for this game. It's really fun, just running around or hiding behind things and trying to avoid like search spotlights and things. It's decently simple and easy after you kind of get a handle of things. The only things that have been really tough for me have been boss fights. Sometimes it's hard to judge how far they can jump or some other things like that, or trying to figure out the best way to avoid their attacks. But so far it's good. I mean, I really like it, and I've only gotten game overs at boss screens or at boss fights. So,
See, I've never gotten a big collection like this besides like Kingdom Hearts. I think it would be interesting to get a collection for a series like Sly Cooper that I've not yet touched in my many years of platforming expertise either. I obviously know what it is, but I've not yet had the pleasure.
yeah, I would say that you'd probably enjoy this, John, and it's pretty cheap. They even just came out with a Vita version this past week, which was probably why the PS3 version was cheap, because they're like, oh, nobody wants this. They want the Vita version. So,
It's portable.
portable. But I got the PS3 one, and it's tons of fun. I'm really excited to see how things change from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3, because 3 games are on there, and, things change as you develop, and of course the first game is always a little bit rougher around the edges than later ones. So it'll be neat.
Talking to you, Spyro the Dragon.
It'll be really odd because I played a little bit of Infamous before in my life, and it's the same developers who made the Sly Cooper games. So it's a really big difference between them, in both tone and things like that.
Such juxtaposition.
Yeah,
You want
really.
your like mean, gritty adult raccoon.
There we go. Yeah, or you could just give an extra costume for what's his face in Infamous, just wearing a Sly outfit. I don't know.
That makes me happy.
That got a giggle. So that's kind of where my main play has been at. Otherwise, recently, for shameless plug for Basement Quality, playing No More Heroes for them for that. And No More Heroes was an awesome action game for the Wii. I actually
Didn't play that one either. Don't know what's wrong with me.
You probably wouldn't like it. I don't know. It just seems too fun for
It has
Jonathan.
its audience.
Too fun for. Okay.
It has its audience, so
Yeah, it had enough of an audience to get a sequel, so there's that, and then also a PS3 port. But it's really good. I went back to it after not playing it for years and years. It came out in 2007. I got a Wii, looking forward to this game. Like, I would watch trailers and things for it, like, oh man, so hype. So tons of fun. Kind of poking fun at other games in the industry, and just all around it's fun and funny. So it's good. And I think the sequel did some things that were a little bit easier control-wise and then game design-wise. But first game is solid. It's really fun. It's really great when you have a lightsaber and you chop someone's head off at the neck, and they still scream, "My spleen!" That is not the part of your body that is in trouble currently, sir. But I try. It's fun. Other than the stupid side quest things to get money to pay for you to fight actual assassins, you get to do fun things that assassins do, like coconut collecting or lawn mowing, and eventually picking up scorpions and getting them off of the park. It's weird, but
Outstanding, I must say.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
Every game has its flaws.
Well, yeah, the second game improves upon it because it makes the side quest things, like the side jobs, really weird and wacky. The game is polygonal and fun times. It's on the Wii, whatever. There's one that I did all the time, and it was flipping burgers in the second game, except for that turns into NES style.
Burger time? Burger time!
Basically, where guy comes in and he has a speech bubble of what he wants his burger to look like, medium or rare or whatever, and you get to throw it on the grill and hold it there for a while and make sure that you try to match the color to what he has in his speech bubble thing, and then of course flip it over onto his burger plate and then hope that he likes it, and he'll either be really appreciative or throw the F-bomb at you and throw the fork into your face. So what I'm saying is
Nothing quite like dodging silverware, is there?
right. That's half the fun. It's a really good game. And speaking of that game, we have Asterak throwing in No More Heroes is absolutely my favorite game on Wii. It was a parody of video games itself. Amazing. And it is really good. So I'm glad that you agree, Asterak, because it's fun times.
I think as long as Asterak is the same Asterak as last time, I'm pretty sure I've been in the same room as Asterak playing No More Heroes in the past.
Oh, really? Well,
I think it might have been his copy I played. I don't remember.
He seems...
Well, thank you for making Jared play something. We all know how tough that is.
It's true. He also is correcting me that it was stakes, and I need to get it right. So I apologize, Asterak, for forgetting that it was stakes. and not a burger, it makes a lot more sense to have it be steaks if
I mean,
you're ordering things rare or
if you
medium.
put a steak
I don't
on a
know
bun.
these things.
Yeah.
um,
We had
Okay.
also another one from Andrew Rudder. Kirby Return to Dreamland HD Wii U would be awesome. Jonathan looks like he agrees.
Yes, but I also want a different Kirby game after playing Triple Deluxe. If you want Kirby Return to Dreamland HD whatever, go play Kirby Triple Deluxe. It will be the definitive Kirby's Return to Dreamland experience
shot.
on your 3DS.
We have a drinking game. When Jonathan says "ladies and gentlemen" or "definitive," I think he also had some other word that you're supposed to take a shot. So by now,
it's true. Somebody needs to write that
Ladies
down
and
on a
gentlemen.
list and
Yeah.
actually supply me the alcohol and see how wasted I get by the end.
well, that's not fair because you have control over your speech. It's everybody else. You have to see if you can kill people with alcohol poisoning.
All right, I'll
Um,
contribute.
And I have just one last little thing here. Recently, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition and Super Street Fighter 4 on the PC were moved over from Games for Windows Live to Steamworks. So I went ahead and I did that, transferred over my data, and I'm like, okay. And then I played a match, and it was good times. It's really weird. I played online with somebody, and I'm used to if it's just a random person that they're either decent or they're 12 and they're screaming obscenities at me. This guy, he had his mic on, didn't say a word, but just had music blaring in the background. I'm like, the game has its own soundtrack.
Listen to his good music.
He wanted me to listen to it, which was super great, listening over highly compressed internet audio for talking things. So yeah, that was that. And then Steam also had some DLC on sale, so I finally have new costumes for those characters because I was not willing to pay like $7 just for costumes that used to be unlockable in video games before the internet. So
True facts.
kind of
Let's
ridiculous.
turn this into a soapbox.
No, let's not do that because we've got too much in this show to go already. Speaking of which, Jonathan, what have you been playing?
I'll be quick. I hope.
He says
First
that.
of all, Klonoa, Empire of Dreams, is not the same as Klonoa on the PlayStation 1. It is better, in my opinion, because it is not as busy. The PlayStation 1 version of Klonoa, which is the very first version of the game, has you in these big, huge 3D environments and, going back and forth across these massive levels. And it just got a little busy, in my opinion. With the Game Boy Advance Klonoa Empire of Dreams available on the Wii U Virtual Console, everything is two-dimensional and much easier to manage. I've actually had more fun playing a scaled-down version of Klonoa than I did the original game. And it's been refined. The engine from the first game is slightly better. You do kind of the same stuff. Klonoa works like your basic platformer. You're grabbing enemies and tossing them and collecting gems and getting keys and opening up doors. It's your typical platformer. It's definitely much simpler compared to another platformer I'll talk about later. But Klonoa's been super duper fun. Also, Scram Kitty and his buddy on rails, which I will get right from here on out,
True.
came out.
What?
E3, we obviously talked about that game at length and mispronounced his name a good
Scratch.
100 times.
Scratch Kitty,
But
Scream Kitty.
It's out now. It's refined from what I played at E3, but it still feels exactly the same, so I can't really say that much about it. I didn't spend a whole ton of time with it, but I'm glad it's here. I was looking forward to it, and now it has arrived, and there is yet another reason to turn on my Wii U that is not Mario Kart 8, because I'm not on that bandwagon just yet. I
One
have
day.
been playing Transistor. I've been playing Pokemon Y and all this other sort of awesome stuff that you guys hear about me every single week. But I have two major games that I do want to talk about. One of them is Astabreed from our good friends at Playism, which I talked about at length at PAX East. You people looking for the next big Star Fox game or the shooty action kind of thing, go buy Astabreed. It's not Star Fox, but it's the closest you're going to get. It has just as much care and attention put into it. It's totally a score attack. It looks absolutely amazing. It has Xbox 360 controller support, so you can play it on your controller versus using keyboard controls. My computer can run it, so your computer can probably run it too. Like, Playism and all of their developers put a whole bunch of care and attention to the games they've released. I have not run into a Playism game that I am not satisfied with just yet, so that's just another example of them knocking it out of the park. But I know you guys want to hear about 1001 Spikes, right?
Well, you've only been talking about it on the Twitter sphere.
I think
Day
And
and
Miiverse,
night.
and
6
everywhere.
times.
Well, I mean, whenever I talk about it on Miiverse, like 15 people give my post yeah, so I guess I must be in agreement somewhere, you know?
Yeah,
You
somewhere.
plus 15.
So, like, I've mentioned La Mulana on this show, and how much of an absolute beating it is. This game is tougher than La Mulana. And I will tell you, and you all who have been listeners of the Downpour Podcast for quite some time know my forays with platformers.
And
This
pain.
is the hardest game I have ever played.
John likes pain.
It does not mess around. This game will make me a new man. This game will make this whole head of brown hair turn gray. Either that or I'll rip it off. Like, this 3DS in my hand, I'm going to snap it in half.
Don't do
But I'll win
that.
that game.
Don't do
Getting-
that.
Getting into specifics, you have 1001 lives to get through the entire game. And while it might seem like, oh, that's generous, it's a guaranteed success. No, it's not. 1001 Spikes does not care. I can't really give you adequate descriptions of what this game does, but if you've played any platformer before and you know of its various tricks and trades and the things that it can do to be absolutely cruel, bump that up all the way possible to the point where it is downright insane. For example, if I open up my 3DS right now and start off in the level where I have now died a good 80 times, you start off on a platform that collapses underneath you and you have about half of a second to jump on a switch to make other blocks fall on you, and you have to dodge those blocks and then jump really freaking quickly on top of the blocks that drop before a spike switch impales you from where you're standing. I've died hundreds of times. There is no description that I can give audibly that will do this game's sense of cruelty justice. It
have a
takes
word.
every platforming trick in the book and just makes you laugh. I've cursed at this game. I've used words that I haven't used since I was little itty bitty, like learning how to curse. I've scared my lady. Like, it's been cray cray. This game has brought out the monster in me, and I honestly, for the very first time, might get to this point where I run out of 1001 lives, and it does not let me go back, and I have to start at the beginning, and I have no choice.
I have a question.
Oh, sure.
Legitimately. What is the reward in progress of the game in terms of, is this muscle memory of a level over and over again so you remember where everything is, or does it help you to gain skill so that levels become a little bit easier? Because I feel like from the gameplay I've seen, it looks a lot like, oh, I went through this level, or there's spikes here, there's a platform here. I've seen some gameplay for about 10 minutes. It looks more like muscle memory. So is it rewarding, or does it just kind of suck where you have to start
memory.
over again?
And you are definitely correct in the former of your choices, where you definitely learn the level's patterns.
Mhm.
But as someone who thrives on this kind of thing, like, you look at an impossible puzzle. Like, for example, there's just this giant lava pit, and you've got this tiny platform that's as big as you are, and this spinning object that spins back and forth, and you have to jump it about 10 times as you're sailing across this lava lake. Like, that is an impossible situation. I look at it, I post on the Miiverse, and I'm like, well, goodbye 100 more lives. But then you get past it, and you get past it again, and you're like, this wasn't such a bad thing after all, and you're starting to get past it, like, really, really easily because you're committing it to memory and you're learning how the level works. And as you learn how the level works and you do commit it to muscle memory, you're sort of like learning how the game works and what it's going to do to trick you. So the various things that might have like shocked you before and like made you laugh out loud because of how cruel it is, you'll see it coming and you'll become more hyper aware. It is the most hyper aware platformer ever. It demands your patience, and just when you're patient and just when you think you're at the level door, like an arrow will shoot at you and you'll just die again and again and again.
How much does it cost, and where can you get it?
It is literally 1,001 pennies for 1,001 spikes. It is $10.01 on the 3DS eShop if you have bought any Nicalis game before. I believe that is a promotion going on, and the game is normally $15. It is not just available on the 3DS, that's my platform of choice, but it is on, if I'm not mistaken, PS4, PS Vita, PC, Wii U, 3DS, Xbox One, 360, and PlayStation 3. I think.
Cool.
I know it's at least on the PS4 and the Vita and the 3DS and the Wii U. I know those four for a fact, and the PC. I'm not sure about Microsoft platforms, but definitely Sony and Nintendo.
Cool.
So, a couple of questions here, real quick. Jeff, of course, says Cat Scratch Fever and his friend the Wheelbarrow. From Pat. How does 1001 Spikes compare with I Want to Be the Guy?
Oh, have I played I Want to Be the Guy? I haven't. I can't answer that question. I think I've heard of it, but I don't think I've looked into it yet.
You're letting Pat down. That's all
I
I'm
know.
gonna say.
I almost want to stop the show and look at this, because that sounds really, really familiar to me. If you can name some sort of other example back in the late 80s, early 90s, I may be able to get a better comparison for you. But
Fair enough. Do you have sorry if I interrupted you and you're going to talk about other games. I do have other questions, but I can wait until you're done with your other stuff if you've got some more.
we good? I took care of it all.
Oh, okay, cool. Well then, another question is, does X make 2014? And we're getting this from Temp Staff. Yes, so far as we know, during a recent financial briefing in May, Iwata said that yes, it will be coming to the U.S. and Europe in 2014. So we can
During all those financial briefings, it has consistently been 2014.
Right. So, you know, it's still coming as far as we know. No pushback to 2015 stuff going on here. So
That
stay
would be
hyped. really
really smart, because now all those other big games are going to come out.
So sure.
I guess on that note, we can move into the E3 hype.
Let's do it. Let us do E3 2014 hype. Jared,
Boom!
we're going to start with you. What are you looking forward to that you know will be there? This isn't predictions of what might be there, what they might show, or what they might reveal. What we know is going to be there. What are you looking forward to?
Well, I know that John and Richard are going to be there.
You're looking forward to them being at E3 2014.
I am looking forward to them being at E3.
I'm touched.
Me too.
Yeah.
There's spooning. That's apparently going to be
Yeah,
happening.
I mean, one
You
bed,
are excited.
one dream,
I don't
one
think so.
paradise, one direction.
Y'all can think whatever you like.
I will draw
See.
and write fan fiction.
What did I put into my hype? So one game that's going to be there that I want to see a little bit more of is The Order 1886. The reasoning is because it looks next gen. It looks really cool. Has pretty
Jared's a
graphics.
graphics whore.
Not really, guys. Not really, because
His only comment about Mario Kart 8 was how pretty it looked.
I played Mario Kart 8 and it was pretty, and I played Super Mario Bros. 3 on 3DS, and it's really still pretty, but it's old and retro. I can appreciate it all. The Order 1886 just looks like a cool game. I don't know, I just want to see another trailer. I mean, they released gameplay and it was cool. They drank like this dark liquid and it healed this dude's wound on his neck. Like a bullet went past his neck and like scratched him. And apparently these people have been staying alive for a very long time, I think, drinking that stuff. And I think the story is interesting and it's still an exclusive. So there's that. I kind of just want to see a trailer. Also, so what else am I looking forward to that I know will be there, right, at E3?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see more Smash Bros. Wii U footage. I think the direct was cool, but what I'm looking for is like a full match. So I'm hoping that some of those
Oh.
the streams or whatever they're doing of
We've got to
something.
get that. Like,
Oh,
So-
yeah.
they'll show us everything.
So I just want to see like a full match, specifically with Rosalina, because I want to see how that works a little more. Because I think like Rosalina will either be really gimmicky or she'll be really cool with how you control your star friend, or I'm sorry, Luma. Just
There you
remember
go.
what it's called. Ah, yeah.
Better know.
Um,
I was gonna correct you so fast.
Listen, Luma Starfriend is a really good name.
Starfriend.
Right, and so also, I have to ask this because I am not 100% sure. They're not done announcing characters, right?
I doubt it.
No, because I was
Nobody
going to say
knows.
keep going. So I would assume that there's going to be a big character reveal because that's going to bring in like a big headline news, right? So I think it's going to be something really cool. Yeah, maybe she'll.
Do we have any idea what the heck that was before when we had, was it Sakurai that posted that picture
It was
of
Sakurai
the
that
Minato?
tweeted a picture of the Minato from some sort of a concert event. You
Right.
don't do that and then not put any Xenoblade
Yeah, but
references in the game. It's
what if he
it's
just
coming.
Did that because he's a big fan. Wouldn't that be great?
It's coming. Hashtag
And
it's
then
coming.
I put this in here as like a general statement. Like, so something that I look forward to is quote myself. Whatever Nintendo does to wow me beyond Holiday 2014, whether it be something of a game changer or nothing at all, I'm looking forward to it. So that's kind of a contradictory statement, right? Game changer or nothing at all. I'm just looking forward to what they're going to do because I don't want to get into a big debate about this right now, but they are they're in the same playing field as the other two, guys in the room. But I think that this is like a really important time for them. And after like you guys bringing up how these games getting delayed on other consoles into 2015, and this could actually help Nintendo to kind of grow a little bit. I'm really looking forward to what they're going to announce into 2015, such as trailers. I don't know if you remember E3, whatever the year was that they basically, I think they revealed Luigi's Mansion, and I think maybe Kid Icarus and something else. That was a really cool year.
Massive E3 where they announced the official name for Golden Sun DS and Donkey Kong Country Returns and Kirby's
Yes.
Epic Yarn. That one.
Except, I'm
They
sorry,
need
John,
that.
Golden Sun was not a highlight for me that year. Basically, though, that year,
I'll
yes.
stare at you, sir.
That's good because I don't have the video up of you right now. Keep staring. That's weird. Basically, though, yeah, I'm just really looking forward to that, and I'm not going to talk anymore because it's going to go into my predictions. So, Randy,
Sure.
what do you know is going to be there and that you're looking forward to? That's not Richard, or John.
Okay, gotcha. So all different stuff. You know what? I'm really excited to see Hyrule Warriors in action. We got a whole bunch of really cool magazine scans, and we got to see Sia, or is it Shia? I can't remember which one's the North American one.
North America gets Sia.
Okay.
Japan is Shia.
Gotcha.
I don't know why?
So we got that and some other characters and stuff. We got screens, but I'm really excited to see it in motion and to see how Impa fights in motion because that's going to be really, really cool. I'm hoping that they're also, since it's just going to
Playable
be
characters.
Yeah, I'm hoping that before the game is released in Japan, because E3 is 2 months before.
Wait a minute. Roll with me on this. Have we ever had a playable character in Zelda that wasn't Link?
Do you count like Deku Scrub Link?
That's still Link. Have we ever had a character in the entire franchise that's not Link but playable?
Off the top of my head, I can't say.
Neither can I.
So
What about that girl in Wind Waker?
Tetra?
You didn't play as Tetra, if I'm...
No.
Can't you move her around, or you just fly with her? Can't you change perspectives or something weird?
Not that I'm aware of.
Mhm.
I don't remember.
Could totally be misremembering, but
Hey, somebody correct us if we're wrong in the live stream, but as far as I know, Hyrule Warriors has more than one first under its belt, eh?
mhm. So it'll be exciting. I want to see more playable characters. I want to see, gosh, I don't even know. Show me some other races and stuff too. Show me like, Gorons, like Darunia or whatever, and some Zoras. That'd be super cool. Show me Skull Kid from Majora's Mask. Let me play as him. I think that would be
Majora's Mask 3D. Good lord.
It's that the movement will never die, and I say bring it on because that would be really cool. So Hyrule Warriors, show me more of that. That'd be really cool. We do have an answer from Jeff. Zelda herself was playable, but that was one of the CDI games. So
Is he Jeff? Shame on you. Those don't count. Those aren't canon.
Okay, so how about this? I forgot Jared was talking about this for Wind Waker, but Andrew Rutter also says you could possess things in Wind Waker. You could possess a bird. You could possess statues and things using music. So
I guess that'd count. Sure, why not?
See, there you go. Hopefully we get bird in Hyrule Warriors. That would be. And then Medley and the Seed Guy. So there's plenty. So Wind Waker is all about playing as other things through possession.
It's also the only game where Link spoke. Come on!
Yeah, exactly. That's the only time.
Pioneer of the franchise.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully that all comes out there. Since it's in the middle of me talking, and we got more questions and things, I'm also going to bust out into those. We had Asterak that says, didn't Nintendo announce a fitness console, or was that just a rumor? No, it's just kind of something that they're going to be doing. We don't know if it's a console or what the deal was there.
I don't think that they're going to show off that quality of life platform that they announced during that investors briefing at E3. That's just my personal opinion. I think that's going to wait for like a whole separate thing, or maybe a Tokyo Game Show or something to that effect. I have no idea, but I don't think E3 would be the place for a platform that's not necessarily built towards games, you know?
I don't know. I mean, if Microsoft can have a conference where like a huge chunk of the conference has nothing to do with games, I think Nintendo can announce like a.
What?
I think
when has Nintendo ever done anything like that, though?
Hey,
first time for everything.
You never know, because right now, just by like working at an electronics retailer, it's pretty clear out there that like fitness technology has taken a like a spike. So like, I think if they take advantage of that kind of good spike of like sales and fitness technology, it could bring people to the Wii U like, oh, what is this fitness watch? It's the Wii blah blah blah, and it corresponds with your scale and your new game and all these fun things for you and the family. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more of the accessory things or whatever this non-wearable fitness tech thing that they were talking about during their investor briefing. I mean, we might not be able to get to see the actual hardware on stage. They might just have a nice little video reel thing of something that shows off what it's all about. So we could see something. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's not going to be their train, but maybe I'm an outlier.
And then like the whole 90-minute thing John's talking about is going to be...
Well, that's on an unannounced 3DS game.
It'll be what it's going to be. It's going to be the huge, long, like digital event thing, and they're going to talk about all these awesome titles. They're going to announce new stuff. They're going to show Zelda, Wii U, blah blah blah, and then we've got something we'd like to close out with. Start the reel, and then it'll be the fitness thing. It'll be like, isn't that cool? Have a nice E3.
Have some more fireworks.
Right, and we're just going to be like, that's a really lame way to end this. I mean, they might show something, so we'll see. Steve Baltimore says that he's looking forward to more Mortal Kombat X and Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus. So, exciting things. Mortal Kombat X. That's neat that they're doing stuff.
It's been too long since I last played a Mortal Kombat game. It's been about that long since I last played a Street Fighter game. Like, I played these games to all hell in the 90s. What's wrong with me? Why have I not played recent entries?
I think the most recent Mortal Kombat game that I played was it like Mortal Kombat 4 for the PlayStation 1 that you could use weapons. I think that was the last one I ever played.
It's been a while for both of us then.
It's true. Jared, when was the last time you played Mortal Kombat?
a really long time ago, I think.
Jared's like, when I was teeny tiny,
And I've
I didn't know
played
what
it. I
fun
just
was.
can't remember where or when. By the way, when we get to the predictions and stuff, I have some stuff that people posted on Facebook to bring up
Oh,
to share
good.
from there. So,
All
yeah.
right.
The last thing I got here is Pat saying Groose 5 ever, instead of 4
Oh
ever.
my goodness.
So if we could play
A
as
whole
Groose-
game.
Dude, Groose being playable in Hyrule Warriors.
No,
Yes.
I want Groose playable Smash Bros. Make it
I
happen.
want to know about Groose's
Man.
love life. I think it'd be a great
Doesn't.
comedy, like a
The
great
Bob
comical
McGuire.
game.
I would show him many pleasures. So next game on the list is I have X. I want to see a new trailer with actual story info. Be it dialogue, cutscene footage, whatever. Show me faces to these people, because all we've seen is backs of heads and combat, which looks stellar, by the way. Finally,
It's not an online game only.
finally
Please.
reveal that yes, this is Xenoblade 2 or something like that. I mean, we had that weird looking Shulk-ish model thing at the end of that first.
That's what I'm
reveal trailer.
saying. Like, they don't just throw that in because they can.
Right, it's gonna have some sort of tie. So I'm excited because if the game's coming on 2014, they've got to have something new to show. They had that really awesome thing of in-game combat and stuff a couple months back, so they've had some time. They could show off the real cool thing. And another thing that I'm looking forward to that I know they'll be there, and John said he's going to be looking at it, is anything and everything Kingdom Hearts, be it 2.5 HD, because I want to know how BBS is on there. Kingdom Hearts 2, of course. And then if they're going to show something to 3, I'm all excited for that. I mean, I don't think we've got an official announcement that that's going to be there. But, it's been a year since they showed some footage, so, hey, maybe there'll be something. Before I hand this over to Jonathan, Jeff says that Jared wants a Groose soap opera game. What?
I mean,
As the Groose turns.
Oh, jeez.
but like a Groose dating simulation Wii U game.
Yeah.
It would sell enough.
Just put his mug right up on the box art and like that toothy smile with a little sparkle.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Nintendo knows how to
Guaranteed.
sell the stuff.
System seller. There's your savior. And then another one from Andrew Rudder. Is there an official date E3 thing for Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem?
There has not been a word on SMT Cross FE since January 23rd, 2011? 12?
What are you even talking about?
13? There hasn't been a single word on SMT Cross FE since that January 23rd
Yeah.
Direct.
It's because they knew. It was
Yeah, that would have been this year, which would have been 2014, because they announced it at E3 last year, which is 2013.
They announced it during a Nintendo Direct, January 23rd, 2013. That's my fault.
I thought they announced that during E3.
They
Nope.
did.
They did not. E3
did.
was
I was there.
Super Mario
Next to
3D
you.
World, Mario Kart 8, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Scram Kitty and his buddy on Rails, and all those indie things. They did not announce that during E3, and I will pull up the Nintendo Direct right now, and you all will owe me
Hey.
money.
Randy,
Yeah.
I kind of forgot that Jonathan wrote those.
I wrote
He's-
every single Direct. I
he's
know
kind
every
of
single
his-
thing that
like,
they announced
He
on all those
separated his
Directs.
art into many
Not
fragments.
doubt me,
and they
peasant.
are been delved into these directs, except for that one that I think Eric did.
Anyways, John, what are you looking forward to that you know will be there?
I am really interested to see how Nintendo is handling Smash Brothers. We obviously know that they've got the big Smash Fest thing going on with all the Best Buys, but like with everything leading up to E3 last year and all those games, Mario 3D Land out, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and the big cranky market machine out. Everything is out. Mario Kart's out. So what's next? Unless they start marketing games that they had previously not announced, Smash Brothers is the next big game on the horizon. So they need to put that in a marketing machine like you wouldn't believe. And I'm really curious to see how they're going to market it and how they're going to spread the news that Smash Brothers is coming again to the masses. I think we're going to have this big, huge, epic reveal trailer at E3 that reveals the entire roster, including a bunch of surprise character announcements that sort of like blows everyone out of the water. And I know Sakurai with all these big character announcement trailers, I think it's going to be pretty cool to see.
I heard that they might be taking advantage of the NFC technology with Smash.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
So you're gonna be a big thing with that, probably.
That'll
Yeah.
be on the Wii U version of the game, so...
Of course. So, but
I'm really
sure that they'll
hoping that
highlight
they
it.
market the hell out of that thing and just put all sorts of technology into it and just sell. Because I know Sakurai puts his entire heart and soul into a Smash with this game, and we're probably not going to see one again for quite some time, so I hope they make it count.
Mhm.
Other than that, of course, Randy already said everything there is to say about Hyrule Warriors, but I'm looking forward to it as well. And I'm also really looking forward to see what Zelda U is, because that was ready last E3, if I read the news reports correctly, but they chose not to show it. This year's the year. We're going to see what it is. We might get a name for it. We might get a release window of, like, mid or late next year or something to that effect. But other than that, it's Xenoblade 2. You know it. I know it. Charlotte knows it, whether she admits it or not. Everybody knows it. Xenoblade 2. That's what X is. That's what it is.
Or Xenoblade Zero.
Xenoblade.
I'm gonna be kind of like, I don't know if I'd be laughing. Maybe I just feel bad if this game does turn out to be an online only thing. Anyways,
All right, so I guess we're moving on.
We can move on to the predictions, but I'm going to say that Asterak says that maybe we can see some Persona 5 character trailers or gameplay trailers.
I didn't
know-
even think of that.
I know that they're doing the whole Persona Q and the arena and the like dance all night thing, so might as
Yeah.
well just cap it off with
E3
some Persona
Atlas
5.
has had the characters on the badge. I know last year there was the giant sorceress character from Dragon's Crown on the E3 badge itself. I know Atlas has another character of sorts appearing on the E3 badge, and I think it is Persona Q. I didn't even think about the Persona games. Those kind of announcements are definitely coming from Nintendo. I think so.
Well, isn't Persona 5 on like the PS3?
Right, that's Persona 5 is there, but also Persona Q is coming to 3DS, and that like just came out in Japan like a day or two ago. I could buy it on my Japanese 3DS if I really wanted to. But
No, I got to buy it on my Japanese 3DS.
whew,
Sorry.
Whoa.
this
You
is
have a
the
Japanese
eliteness
3DS?
of the Japanese 3DS. It's true.
Oh, senpai.
I don't know. Don't give him too much credit.
Me neither. Jared, let's move
Hi.
on to predictions.
Predictions.
What are you predicting for this year E3?
Well, I'm going to sum up some stuff that some people said on my Facebook. The first is former oprainfall or staff persons, I believe, Mr. Joey Williamson. His prediction is that we will not hear anything about Blade and Soul, whatever Blade
I
and
don't
Soul
know what
is.
that is.
Another guy. This guy I worked with at Best Buy. His name's Walter. He says prediction is that Beast Souls. Something about Beast Souls will be announced, which I think that has to do with Dark Souls. I mean, there's a lot of predictions going around that it's like the spiritual successor of this, and it's like the sequel of this, and it's got a huge fan base, and etc. Which I then made the joke that Beast Souls may or may not be the sequel to the N64 Beast Wars fighting game.
Yes! That is
That was-
single-handedly redeemed that comment.
Hilarious. Let's see. My friend Evan says a new Mario game may be announced, but in my opinion, I think they should wait to announce Mario, because if they wait long enough, suddenly Mario will be redeemed and like really cool again. I think we need those games, other kind of franchises thrown there first before Mario. He says new Zelda footage we talked about, and let's see, my coworker Chris Poirier, who we met at E3 last year, and who follows the industry very closely, wrote something long, so I'm going to try to get this kind of summed up. For Nintendo, footage from Zelda Wii U. You can see some more Bayonetta 2 and Hyrule
I
Warriors.
didn't even think of Bayonetta 2. That's getting a release date.
'Cause
It
you're
is.
an idiot. Sorry.
Yarn Yoshi gameplay with a holiday launch date. GameCube Virtual Console games. And a
Happening.
price drop for the Wii U to 250.
Maybe not happening.
So for Sony, he says things like Uncharted 4 trailer, PS4, PS Vita bundle, which I think people were maybe thinking that was going to be announced last year, but who knows?
Didn't that just get announced today?
I think it did just get announced today. I think they're like,
Yeah.
Did it?
Yep.
a listing has shown up on Amazon of a PlayStation 4 and Vita bundle.
Wow. Wow.
It's
'Cause that
very
was
close to happening.
one of
I
the
think
things
they're waiting for the press conference to announce it officially, but like I think listings have begun to pop up.
PS4 exclusive footage, Quantic Dream,
Hmm.
some more Battlefield stuff. Destiny closed beta, limited exclusivity for the
I
first
didn't even
week.
think about
It gets
Destiny.
really specific with these. Again, he follows us really closely. I think we talk about it every day at work. And from Microsoft, because he actually is the go-to guy for like Microsoft stuff. So I'll bring that up. Halo: The Master Chief Collection announced, which is highly rumored to be HD collection.
Yep.
Killer Instinct Season 2 Sunset Overdrive on stage demo, which a lot of people are expecting because that's supposed to be a big push.
That is Microsoft's next big Mario Kart 8 style game where they're going to market the hell out of it, and it's going to come out soon.
So a possible Sunset Overdrive Xbox One bundle, Halo 5 trailer, more Fable Legend stuff, more Forza. I don't know if they're going to bring a car on stage this year, but who knows.
I'll be there.
And
We'll take pictures.
a demo of Call of Duty, and he didn't say this, but probably because there's always a demo of that game. All right, so that's just what everyone. That's actually just summed up what everyone posted. So that's all
What
I got
about you, Jared?
from the audience there. Basically, for me, my predictions. I was hoping for something more from The Last of Us, but then there was some recent news where some of like the head creative team. They're moving on to, I believe it's the next Uncharted game. So I kind of think that we might not see more of that, and they are pushing that to PS4. It's going to include the DLC, and that's all cool. And
If
stuff.
I could, Jared, I'll steal your thunder for just a moment.
Mhm.
I think Sony is going to do something that a company hasn't done at E3 in a long time,
Mhm.
and they're going to say, The Last of Us is coming to PlayStation 4, and you can download it right now. Because that has been the rumor mill that has been sparking lately about the PlayStation 4 version of The Last of Us, and I think that if Sony does that, if they take their press conferences as the movie theaters and they're like, you can download The Last of Us as soon as you leave this theater, boom! Everybody is talking about Sony. Everybody.
Wouldn't be a surprise, considering at last I heard that there was a rumor going around that it may be available next week, which would coincide with E3. So
Exactly.
So, my prediction is that The Last Guardian will appear, finally, reborn, and stuff. So, what that means is this year will probably be the year, right?
people have been saying that for almost a decade, Jared.
It's going to happen. I followed some.
When was The Last Guardian
a lot of
revealed?
different,
Like
like-
E3 2009?
I don't know. A lot of interviews happened. There's a lot of information out there if you look close enough that like it's still in development. Just a lot of, they switched like the team on it, and we kind of know the story. Anyways, I think that it's gonna happen because if it doesn't happen, it will happen next year.
And then the next one, and then the next one.
My prediction with Nintendo is going to be that they're going to bring the big guns with X, Zelda Wii U, Metroid, and Star Fox
Both?
because that's big. But they're also going to announce something new for Wii U that we've never heard of. And my prediction is like that because it'll be so much awesome contained in so much one little time frame that it'll boost everything and everything will be great.
Well,
All right, that's it.
Isn't there that wasn't Miyamoto like working on some sort of
There
like
was a new
FPS or
IP from
something?
Miyamoto, and everybody's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is this the year?
You know what? He's been working on a new IP for years.
It's true. Well, he has said that he wants to make a first-person shooter, so hey.
Nintendinos confirmed.
Nintendinosaurs. And that's Randy.
Yeah. Before we move into me, I've got one thing here from Steve Baltimore. He says, I think you will see Sony show a firmware update for the PS4 that will enable disc-based PS1 and PS2 backwards compatibility on the console through emulation.
Steve beat me to my own prediction.
Oh, shoot. I should have read ahead. Well, sorry, but Steve beat you, John.
It's true.
It's okay, he likes pain.
Andrew Rutter gives us Nintendo will show us Majora's Mask 3D by Grezzo. Sony will show off Sly Cooper 5 as a PS4 exclusive by Sanzaru. So we will see how that goes. I would be happy with both of those, especially if Sly Cooper continues to be amazeballs. Moving into my predictions. To top it off of the list, I have to say that I think I wrote this earlier this morning. Tomb Raider sequel debut out for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC, possibly coming late 2005. And I say that, and all of a sudden SquarePortal.net posts this thing that says Crystal Dynamics revealing a new game at E3 this year. So probably makes sense for it to be Tomb Raider since they're working on a sequel to that, and that's been in the know for a while. So bring it on. I would love to play more Tomb Raider.
Happening.
It should happen because Tomb Raider is amazing. My second thing that I'm got a debut for is Resident Evil 7. But the thing is, Capcom will surprise, and it will turn out to be like Revelations, i.e. good. I say that even though I liked Resident Evil 6, it had a lot of flaws, and replaying it recently, it's got a lot of flaws, but I still liked it. So we'll probably see something like that. I'm going to guess for PS4, Xbox One, maybe do a PS3 and 360 version as well. I mean, who knows? I guess I could have said the same thing about Tomb Raider, but I feel like Crystal Dynamics really made it look really gorgeous in the PS4 and Xbox One update that they would want to stick with the graphical fidelity that was there because it's super gorgeous. And then, but yeah, so Resident Evil 7 will probably be seeing that. At least I would hope so. Makes sense. That's the next big thing from Capcom is what they could do. And then we will finally get a new trailer and a release window for Final Fantasy 15. And I'm going to guess somewhere in the fiscal quarter 2, quarter 3, 2015. We know it'll be after March 2015.
I'm going to agree with that.
That's not in there. I'm going to say, yeah, probably between summer and holiday season 2015. So hopefully we get to see that. We have temp staff just say, it is not Star Fox. No. Either they really don't like Star Fox, or they work for like Retro Studios, and they're like, no, that's not what it is.
Oh man, inside like industry tip.
I really hope it's Star Fox.
What if it's a Wii U
I'm really
remake?
sorry that somebody here doesn't like Star Fox, but I really hope it's Star Fox.
What if it's a Wii U remake of that GameCube Dinosaur Planet game?
Adventures?
You know what? I'm cool with that too.
That'd be
There you
great.
go.
Hibbity-gobbity, Dinosaur Planet. General Scales.
Got Jeff saying, I would give my prediction, but it won't fit in 256 characters. You'll need to see when Jonathan publishes the staff predictions. Shameless plug.
At some point in this century, I'll get to that. I promise.
You'll get there.
Look me in the eyes. I'll get to it.
Okay, Jonathan. I see a novel down here. So tell us what you're going to be.
It's
you're
not
predicting.
a novel. It's notes for my.
I had to shrink down the text size just to,
You
make
did
it,
that? I thought Sean did that.
just
That's
to
great.
reduce how many pages of outline we were having. So that and to make it harder for you to read. So suck it and start talking.
Sony is showing off their press conference in a theater. I don't know if you guys realize this, but it's in a theater. They have to show something good, something we've been waiting for besides Uncharted and games that we already know about. There have to be some sort of a big, huge announcement attached to something somewhere that people can get super duper hyped that they went to go see the press conference in a theater.
The Last Guardian.
The chess master.
It's something. But I think, I honestly have no idea what the hell Sony is up to, but I know for certain PlayStation Now is going to be fully unveiled and all that sort of thing with the whole stream PlayStation games and do whatever with that. And that's going to be how you access all the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 games. And you can stream them to your library and whatnot. But I think, as Sir Baltimore has said, that they will bring back native backwards compatibility to the PlayStation 4 through emulation. And like, I'm almost confident in this, and that I've put to one PlayStation 3 game that I want to play back through again, and one that I've never played. I've put both Final Fantasy 12 and Wild Arms 3 in my cart on Amazon, and I'm just waiting for it. Because as soon as they announce that, I'm going to hit the buy it now button. It's a thing that's happening. But let's see. For Nintendo, and this is something I haven't heard for the entire show, and I'm honestly very surprised, they're localizing Dragon Quest VII. It's a thing. Like it's coming either at the very end of this year or maybe really early next year. But the reason I don't think it's going to be early next year is because I think they're going to bring out Bravely Second, and they're going to put that in the same exact February slot as the original Bravely Default, and it's going to be getting out there super duper quick because they know it is a success story now. So they're going to amp up their localization efforts and get that beast out there so we don't spend so much time waiting on the Japanese side of things.
How long did it take Europe? Or in the first, I think they got Bravely Default before we did, right? How long did it take between the Japanese release and then?
Ooh, because it was a little bit. Because
let's put it this way. You're calling for a February release, which is less than a year from now. And we don't have any screenshots or footage or anything for Bravely Second, period. So before they even show us the game...
Yeah, maybe not.
Less than a year,
maybe holiday of next year.
That's a little bit better, I would say. Sorry to shut you down, but I was just like, man...
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Maybe I'm being a little generous, but we are getting Dragon Quest VII. That's definitely a thing.
Somebody needs to bring over Dragon Quest stuff because it hasn't been happening, and it's infuriating.
It is super duper infuriating. And another thing I haven't seen is people mentioning the Indie Sizzle Reel, because we got Scram Kitty last year, and I'm curious if there's going to be some random property that's just going to show up on an Indie Sizzle Reel, and I'm going to be like, well, what's this game? And I'll be able to play it on the show floor and have another cool indie experience to have that's, for the moment, exclusive to Nintendo platforms. Like, Nintendo has always been very good about their indie stuff, and...
only with the Wii U. Come on, seriously.
Point, but Treasure Knots is coming and all sorts of other stuff. Don't count the 3DS out.
Well, I'm just saying, like, for the Wii, they were really horrible with indies.
They have changed their tunes since, I assume.
Which is good. But you said always, so I just wanted to clarify.
Okay.
Randy brings the challenge.
I guess so.
It comes back swinging.
One of the things I think we're going to see on a particular indie sizzle reel is Kiro Blaster. I think it is going to come to the 3DS before this year is over. I'm kind of optimistic when I say the Wii U, but I know when Gyro Blaster was first announced in its native form about a year ago-ish, that Tyrone Rodriguez pretty much immediately posted a picture on Twitter of him playing Gyro Blaster on the 3DS. So I'm thinking a 3DS version is pretty much in the works and coming this year, and so it won't stay exclusive to PC and iOS devices for long. And y'all know, as soon as a Pixel game comes out on any platform, I'm buying it. I don't know about the big indie predictions besides that, but last but not least with Nintendo, I think the GameCube Virtual Console is a shoo-in. And I also think that Ness and Lucas will both be announced for Smash Bros. Right alongside the worldwide release of Mother 3 on the Game Boy Advance Virtual Console on Wii U. It's happening.
Do they still have that Onet Times Miiverse community where they're like special announcements about Earthbound?
They do, and that's how it's gonna. That's how that grapevine's gonna get started, man.
It's been 10 months. 10 months and nothing.
Nintendo has been very close-lipped. There has not been an official Nintendo Direct since January, February?
Yeah.
It's been a long while since we last saw a Nintendo Direct. They're keeping all their cards real close, besides Tomodachi Life, which apparently got a really quick turnaround. But I think they're, for once, holding all their cards close so they can have a really huge and fantastic E3.
Surprise direct tomorrow. Just kidding.
Oh man,
While you're on the plane.
it's true.
Happening
That's
right
That's
now.
exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna wait for me to be on the plane, and they're gonna be like, surprise!
We gotta jump on all of y'all at E3.
I also think that it's high time that Nintendo implements some sort of a cross-buy system for Wii U and 3DS versions of games.
Please.
And with the Virtual Console in particular, I think that's where it's going to start. But I think we're going to see some of this sort of like hardware implementation start to go on during the press conferences and stuff like that. Major news of big fall updates coming soon that allow cross-buy. And I think that's kind of like going to be the back end of the press conference. Like, oh, your systems are about to get better, you know?
And hopefully they can actually be account-based versus hardware-based. For things.
Amen, brother.
Oh my god. I will actually buy digital things for Nintendo if they just do that. Like
It's
that's
true.
all you gotta do.
And I mean, I try to be kind to like Ubisoft and Microsoft and the companies that I'm not necessarily familiar with. I will say one thing about Ubisoft. I really, really, really do hope that we see Beyond Good and Evil 2, because I will buy that game day zero.
Day 0, which is pre-order. Is that what that means to you?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to be sure. What does it say? Was there time travel involved? Because this may be awesome.
Yes. Time travel. I'm a Time Lord.
So jelly. So, in the meantime, we got a bunch of things to say here. We've got Asterak saying, I think this year we will see a tremendous amount of indies, and more than half of them will be bankrupt by next year. So,
True facts.
we shall see. Andrew Rudder was giving his idea for when Final Fantasy 15 will come out, which would be Golden Week of 2015 for Final Fantasy 15, which is good because everybody's home and they could play games and it'd be fun times.
What's
And,
Golden Week?
It's a holiday week in Japan. Next year will be April 29th to May 5th, so it's after fiscal quarter ends in March. So
Gotcha.
it's possible. Asterak also says, "Oh man, maybe we will see some high-quality Madden footage."
Oh yeah.
That will be the big thing. Like, okay, guys, we've
Hey, we're
got
going
Madden
to EA's press
2015.
conference. We'll see it. We'll see it in person, live.
Have
Oh my
fun.
god. I hope they bring another Poetry Slam rap guy again.
Me too.
Because that was
Best
great.
part.
Andrew Rudder again. There's a twist. Star Fox Adventures 2 is the Zelda Wii U game that's been in development.
Zelda with dinosaurs.
General
Yes.
Chaos.
Nice.
Oh, that would be
The
so.
Dongo's Revenge.
Oh, okay. So now that we've got those questions cleared out, because I always feel bad when they're just sitting there waiting. It's like, I want to answer you, but it'd be awkward. So anyway, our next portion. Oh, never mind. Jeff N. hits us up with, do you want the LA Kings or NY Rangers to win the Stanley Cup?
I have no idea, sir.
I
I
don't know
played
what sport
on
that
the
is.
NES a hockey
I guess
game.
Hockey, yeah.
Dude. NES hockey.
I'll take NES foosball. Do they have foosball? Anyway.
Wii Sports 3.
Wii Sports 3. Okay, so we've
You
covered
and me.
We've covered what we know is going to be there and we're looking forward to. We covered some predictions. Now let's go totally crazy and do what are we wishing for? What would our dreams be? I kind of kept my stuff close to reality, I would think. I'd say in order to keep up with the trend of one Kingdom Hearts title a year, and Kingdom Hearts 3 probably not coming out until 2016, Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD coming out this year, that they've got a slot to fill. They will announce a new Kingdom Hearts title for something like the 3DS. Possibly points and plot could be behind the scenes starring Riku and Mickey that takes place after Chain of Memories, because they were doing their thing, and yeah, we kind of know what they were doing, but it would be nice to actually see everything that was going on there, and it could just be a whole bunch of really cool stuff. They could go back and forth with characters. They could do Riku and Mickey, and then they could jump to Aqua when she's doing her thing after Birth by Sleep.
Birth by Sleep Volume 2.
Well, yeah, finally they could do that, which would be nice, because we got that tease back in, like 2011.
That was when Birth by Sleep Final Mix was first released.
Over there in Japan, which we finally get now, thanks to that
It's true.
HD collection.
So they would have to acknowledge the existence of that trailer unless they cut it out, because that's in Birth by Sleep Final Mix.
Get there, man. So
Maybe
yeah,
it's coming.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I would say it's probably
Randy would get a Vita.
if it came out on Vita, I would have to. I only say portable because that way they could get it done faster because it wouldn't take that much dev time or money, so that way they could just kick it out. I mean,
Maybe it's been there from the beginning, you know?
Ooh, I would probably assume that they'd go for 3DS. One, higher install base. Two, they already have an engine working on it from 3D or Dream Drop Distance. So just making new assets and doing all the animations, blah, 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 and you'd be good to go. My second one is Capcom gives up on hating Mega Man and actually announces a title worthwhile. And no, not a retro revisit like Mega Man 9 or 10. It won't be a huge AAA title on PS4 or Xbox One, but probably something on the 3DS to minimize development cost/risk, or it could just be like a digital download thing for things like PS4 or Xbox One, similar to like Strider or
Mega Man Legends 3, it's coming back. Capcom wins E3.
They would honestly win E3 if they just said, guys, we're making that game we promised back in 2010. Man, I'm still butthurt about it.
Me too.
As should be. That would be cool. Or hey, they don't make it and they just say, you know what? Over here we've got CyberConnect 2 and they want to make it, so they're gonna let them do it. Or Concept, just let somebody do it. I'm gonna harp on you until the day I die, but I will also buy other games that I think are cool. Speaking of Capcom games that I think are cool that nobody else does, we'd get a DMC2 reveal. I can dream.
Yeah.
I would be happy. I would be really excited for that because I love DMC. Before we move on to Jared, looks like we've got a ton of more people with their predictions.
Ooh.
Top of the list here, we've got Andrew Rudder, Dream the Impossible Dream, Super Mario RPG for 3DS, and Paper Mario Wii U HD Collection. Be interesting.
Dude, that'd be kind of sweet. 1,000-year door, high definition? Hell yeah, I'll do it. I'll get behind that.
Right. Hell
Dream the
yeah.
dream.
There you go. Keep it up. Let's keep the dream alive. Steve Baltimore says he wants a Tecmo Koei to announce R. Nosurge for the West.
I have no idea what that is. Steve, find me on Facebook and send me a link so I can know what that is.
Temp Staff asks, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? And I have one question for you, African or European. Moving on, Asterak says, no more Kingdom Hearts until we get 3, please. I know a lot of people aren't fans of what they call spin-offs, like Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 3 and stuff, but they're actually pretty integral to the plot, and you're missing out on a lot if you don't play them, which is why they made the fancy HD collection, so you can play all of those. I mean, not 3D, but, you know.
I mean, there's just the 2 titles in those 2 HD collections where they just, giving you like HD quality movies. I think that makes sense. So if you avoid playing those at school, but at least like Birth by Sleep is supposed to be
the best damn game ever. It's gonna be my game of the year for 2014. It's true. It's true.
Wow, you're excited.
Yeah.
I am.
Wait, what game? What are we talking about?
Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix, and Kingdom Hearts Coded movie.
I
Day
guess
Zero.
it's like a big thing, but I don't know.
Day Zero.
I think with like a trailer reveal after that. Oh wait, I think that's coming up in my section. Oh, I didn't put that in. I'll talk about it though.
Speaking of your section, it's your turn.
I'll just roll right into it. I don't know if I said it earlier, but yeah, KH. Oh no, I avoided saying it because you guys covered it a lot. But 2.5 HD, and then basically follow that with like a trailer right afterwards for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Mm-hmm.
So my wishes and dreams for the future. Right.
I look at your first one and I just laugh. Go ahead, say it.
So I teased it earlier, but barely. You didn't know it was a tease. Reggie's on stage, and they're talking about Smash, and it's all cool and stuff. And we just had this really cool reveal trailer. Maybe they like leaked it earlier. I don't know. But then Reggie's just like, here's something great, and then announces him being in Smash Bros. So there's that character that like fooled us all, because everyone's like, that's just too ridiculous to ever happen. But then it happens. Maybe Square will announce something surprising and something new.
Vagrant Story 2 for
Holy
PS4.
You got my vote, sir.
Threads of Fate, a 3DS title, remake, Hashtag revenge remix. And then I like this one. Microsoft announces Lost Odyssey 2 exclusive to Xbox One, or an announcement on something from Mistwalker, because where is Mistwalker?
Seriously, they've done.
Where did they go?
We've not heard anything at all.
My
The Last Story
Job?
2, Wii U
I think
exclusive.
my jaw would drop if Lost Odyssey 2 is announced for Xbox One, because go them.
Mhm.
Another thing that would happen is if Mistwalker has anything to do with anything of any game at E3, would just be kind of cool in general. If it's not on Xbox One, that would be awesome. But I think if Microsoft just like, yo, we put Lost Odyssey on 360, a lot of people kind of say it was one of their favorite games of that generation for RPGs.
Lost
Let's,
Odyssey HD multi-platform.
It's a sequel. It's already H-Dizzle. I mean, it wasn't like the best looking game of the, but I think that, I think we need like just something. I mean, people have been talking about it for a while, but it's all just rumor. Chrono Break. Okay. That's all I got.
You'll notice that there has not been a single Chrono Break mentioned in all my wishes and predictions, etc.
All right, I'm done.
To move right into me, though, the 3DS game that I will mention, because I'm obligated, because when that digital event happens and when the announcement is made, I will say to everyone via personal recorder, I don't care if the Downpour Podcast live E3 coverage is literally just 15 seconds of me speaking and saying, I told you so, when Nintendo and Camelot announced Golden Sun 4 for the Nintendo 3DS.
Can you see this? I'm punching myself in the face to prepare myself for being punched by you.
I want it to be Golden Sun 4, the big, 90-minute unannounced 3DS presentation
I
thing
don't
that
think they give
Nintendo
90 minutes to Golden Sun 4.
They won't. I'm not. I want it to be. I don't think it will be.
For once, you know what? I'll agree with you, John. I want this game to be announced so that you don't have to predict it being announced anymore.
And Chrono Break. Let that be a thing.
No, Chrono Break we can talk about for a while, but Golden Sun 4 just needs to be announced so that John can...
What I do think it is, though, is the 3DS game from Monolith Soft that we saw, right around the announcement of X. I think they've been developing these two games simultaneously, and we haven't heard a peep from the 3DS side of things. And I think that if you announce, this massive 3DS game to come out at the tail end of 2014, if X is delayed into next year, that'll be a thing that can sort of, placate Monolith Soft fans. We know they're working on it. We've seen a screenshot, and that's all we've really seen. So we're going to hear about it eventually. Why not this year's E3? I think it's something related to Bait and Kaitos. At least that is what the theorists are pointing at. But I haven't played any of those games. Why the hell is Xenoblade my first Monolith Soft game? At least I made up for it with Somerbringer.
No.
But, dudes, where the hell is Xenoblade HD? Why can't I play Xenoblade on my gamepad on the Wii U? Why not?
You totally can. With the Wii mode and then making the gamepad the screen. I've done it.
Doesn't count.
Fine.
Yes,
I want
it does.
a Wii U digital version of Xenoblade so that everyone doesn't have to pay GameStop $80 to play the game, and it can be available on the eShop for whatever, $49.99 or whatever, and people can play Xenoblade for a reasonably priced amount. I want that to happen as well.
I really don't think I'd want to see it as its own standalone release. I think what they could do is be like, oh, here's this X game, here's Xenoblade for free, or an HD version of it, or maybe just tie it in somehow weirdly, a download code for the Wii. The Wii
maybe a special edition copy of X with Xenoblade in it. That would involve X being Xenoblade 2 once again.
Yeah,
that's what Sakurai was teasing. Anyways,
could just be the disc because all Wii U's are backwards compatible. So
I know Jared is the Last Guardian guy, but I'm gonna be the Last Guardian guy too. I want it. Give it to me, Sony. Come on.
You can have it when you're dead.
You have it when you're dead,
Mentioned
yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD remix, Tokitori Revengeance millions of times throughout this show. There is my plug there. I am on board for anything Kingdom Hearts related, and I think that is coming in September, just like the last one, and I will be there. I will be there. This time, I'm going to pre-order the game, and I'm not going to get it as an anniversary gift and pretend like I'm not going to buy it. Like,
Good.
I'll be first in line. And last, my wish, give me Shulk. Nintendo, give me Shulk in my Smash Brothers. Come on.
That would be nice. I would be happy with that.
Really, really would. But I guess that sort of wraps us up as far as E3 goodness and shenanigans go.
Except for our lovely people in the Q&A section.
It's
Nice.
true.
Marco Shimano says, how about a Monolith Soft RPG for the 3DS? Wouldn't that be cool?
Amen.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be cool. Get more games out there, but, finish X for Wii U first, please. Asterak says, my hope for E3, all console games are announced for PCs as well. I wholeheartedly agree, because then I don't have to buy a PS4 or Xbox One. I'm still holding out hope that Final Fantasy 15 also announced for PC, so that would be very nice for me. I know that you guys aren't huge PC guys, so I understand.
Can't do it. But hey, my PC ran Astapreed, so I'm good.
Yeah. I've got a nice machine, and I've even got a swanky controller, so I'm good to do whatever. Andrew
I'm just
Rudder.
lazy. I just need to get like a controller hooked up, and I'd probably be like, Steam,
Yeah,
46 games.
That's all you need to do.
Yay.
Andrew Rudder crushing my.
Motion Enjoy is your friend. It installs PlayStation 3 drivers on your computer and lets you use your controller that way. That's
Listen,
what I'm
I
doing.
want to hear Randy read a comment.
Go for
Andrew
it.
Rudder crushing my dreams by saying absolutely impossible. Tales of Vesperia PS3 version coming to North America. I hate you with all of my body and soul. Because it's like one of the most favorite Tales games for people, and it's on a console that I will never ever own probably, so I will just never get to play it. Hooray! He also throws out one more thing for wishing. Super Nintendo games on Virtual Console for 3DS. Why this hasn't happened already is ridiculous.
It so needs to. All of the Virtual Console games need to be cross-platform, cross-buy. God.
Yep, make it happen, Nintendo. You're holding us all back there. So we've got that cleared out. Oh, crap. Steve Baltimore. Atlas badge this year is Teddy from Persona dancing all night. So there's your thing, John.
Well then.
Back in the show. Jared, I think we're ready
Yo.
to talk some anime. Are you ready to talk some anime?
Heck yeah. Because during the week of E3, anime is going to be a big highlight.
Well, hey, we cover both things on this show, so we're gonna do both.
Totally do.
This is just gonna be our anime segment for now. Don't worry.
It'll be the way the E3 hype can just sort of dwindle down. You can come to a slow stop in your Downpour Podcast listening experience versus coming to an abrupt halt and like, bye!
Well, we can still give some hype because this has been a huge thing and is only the biggest news of all time.
The biggest.
Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods announced for a theatrical run by Funimation this August.
Boom! E3 made.
Well, it'll be in August, but hey, you can get excited and you can sign up right now to be alerted for when tickets are available because it's going to be a limited run, of course. Hopefully not as limited as Ava 3.33 was, because that didn't even come to my state when the first two did. And I'm excited to see this. I've got my fingers crossed that it is the extended version that was aired on Japanese TV about a month or so ago, because we got a whole bunch of extra stuff. And it would be neat for me to see that, since I've already seen Battle of Gods before. So, yeah, that'll be cool. Few details, but it's coming. Finally, we're getting this. I mean, like every other country in the world got this movie. Mexico has this movie. It's already out. You can go to Mexico and buy a Blu-ray of it. And
Nice.
not to crap on Mexico, but they're just so close, and it's hurts my feelings.
Your feeling.
So
Hug.
thanks for the hug. That's
Hugs, Randy.
Jared. Does this one get you excited? This next piece of news?
I mean, I didn't even know there was a new character, but it's getting me hyped for summer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we have a new character introduced for Season 2 of Free Iwatobi Swim Club coming this July. So get excited. I know his name is Sosuke, and he is Rin's friend from when he was gone. So
Oh man.
yeah.
Getting some J-Rama.
Oh boy.
D-Rama, J-Rama.
Some drama in the water.
I forget what Free Season 2 is actually called, but it's like... I wanted to call it Free
Drama in the
School's Back in
Water.
Session. It's not. The boys are back in town. No, it's called... I forget, but you know what? It's okay.
You know what?
Free SB.
That's totally fine. Jared, why don't you tell us something about Attack on Titan?
The limited edition was shipped. People are starting to receive it, and there were some like scratches on some of the discs, which may or may not be related to like disc read errors. But the details are like slowly trickling in. So whenever this happens, Right Stuff sets up like a helpline to handle things like this, and I kind of feel bad for Funimation right now because it's like not Funimation's fault. It's probably just like whoever made their DVD's fault, and it's like that sucks because it's a limited edition. But what's great is whenever something like this happens, although sometimes it takes a while, they have replacement programs set up. It just sucks that it happened in like the LE.
Right. There's also like some breakaging in the case in that too, because there's like that plastic holder thing. You apparently like because it's like this weird book thing.
Mhm.
I've seen pictures of it like it arriving shattered entirely. So it's like
I didn't see pictures yet.
Oops.
Oh man. Good times. I mean, that was, it's Attack on Titan. It's pretty
big deal.
earth-shattering, isn't it?
Right. Oh. Ah.
Well done, Jared.
Let's see. I scoured the news a bit, and I found the fact that the Attack on Titan manga recently took _1 in sales charts for manga releases. Something like 8 million copies sold or something crazy, which took out One Piece from its #1 spot, which I believe this fact is accurate, that it was on a 5-year streak.
Oh yeah. So
That was pretty interesting.
this was in Japan or here? Because I know
Japan.
that I was gonna say One Piece is like king over there. So
It was Japan. I watched the live stream for Kill la Kill, the dub announcement,
oh, yep, same.
and
I completely forgot about that.
the first set is coming in July, which is being sold in 3 different versions, and the limited edition is like $75 for some interesting stuff. It's got like a music CD, like postcards, and I think it's Blu-ray, DVD, and
Mhm.
it's $75, so it's expensive. That's basically the price of a Japanese Blu-ray. It's you have a Blu-ray version, it's cheaper, and then you have a DVD version, it's just a little bit more cheap than that. Do you think you guys are going to be buying this, Probs?
You know,
Nope.
I loved Kill la Kill, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. I hate Aniplex's pricing.
Yep.
I understand that it's apparently working for them as a business because they're
Mhm.
still up and running. And yeah, I could save some cash hardcore to get them, but doesn't
Yeah.
change the fact that on principle I think it's ridiculous to charge that kind of pricing. Basically Japanese Blu-ray pricing here, when that's not how our market works.
Yeah, I think you have your priorities set with Cardcaptor Sakura
Yeah.
and some other things.
I mean, I do want to pick up Kill la Kill, and what kind of makes me feel a bit better is that these sets are a bit cheaper than something like Sword Art Online, which was like their
Yeah.
Blu-ray set was over $100 for each set, and this one aren't they doing 5 sets total of to do Kill la
Well,
Kill?
5 times 4 would be 20 episodes, and that's not enough to cover, so maybe 6? I don't know.
They could do the next 4 sets at 5 each, and well,
True.
maybe we'll see.
I think if like you wait long enough, they might be like, oh, Kill la
Here's a-
Kill, we're going to repackage this into like a cheaper set.
Well,
Also,
have
it's
they-
on Netflix, right? So
that's true. It is available on
So-
Netflix. So
It's on
Um,
Netflix?
yeah, it is now on Netflix.
Oh,
Not
wow.
the
Okay.
dub, but the sub version.
let's see here. I
Which
threw
we
in
all
a
know
quick-
is the better version anyway, right, Randy?
Hey, people watch what they want to watch, but I prefer the sub version.
He's turned me into a sub file. Randy, I hate you.
I love you.
Flash, love you.
All I'm going to say is I don't want to have this conversation right now, but what I will say is I respect both versions, but the thing is there are certain things, like if I watch both dub and sub, I tend to study it closely to see like which was better.
The trailer sounded really great, just so I can get that on there. I thought the dub sounded great.
And I've been watching Attack on Titan on Toonami. I thought I was going to miss it this past weekend, but I saw it, the famous episode 4.
Oh.
And I still have an opinion that like it's an overall good dub. I just have a hard time getting used to Aaron's voice, and I still don't really care for it, but I can still like it. Let's see here. I'm going to go out of order here. So speaking of July, with like expensive LE sets coming in about like 4 weeks is I think the anime summer season's going to kick in. So just some hype for that. Sword Art Online 2, free. Glass Slip, the Watanabe anime. It's going to come out too.
In Tokyo.
Right. And so we have like a lot of stuff coming. I just wanted to like throw that out there because E3 will be here, and then after E3 it'll be like, whoa, recovery from E3, and then after that it's gonna be like, hey, fall anime. I'm sorry, summer anime.
Falls
One
right.
last thing I wanted to bring up. Yeah, there was this like Japanese website called Anime. I've never heard of it. I really don't know how like big that site is, but it made some news because they did this poll, this voting session here. I don't know the sample size because the Google Translate didn't really tell me. But it looks like they surveyed like the top 10 anime in the spring season from men and their choice, and the top 10 anime in the spring season from women and their choice. So both genders voted, and what was really interesting was in the top 5, there were a couple similarities. One of them was the Irregular at Magic High School, where the Irregular at Magic High School was number 1 for guys, whereas for the ladies, I think it was like 2 or something. Which is kind of cool because when I watched that anime, it's like it's got this weird, perverted, emoto like guy stuff going on for them, and then for the ladies, I guess it's got the dudes, and it's just interesting, I guess, to see that they both kind of voted that into the top, 1 or 2 spots. And then the number 1 spot for the ladies was Haikyuu, which is like the adaptation of like that volleyball manga stuff, which makes complete sense, I think. Another cool thing is they both had, for the number 3 spot, 1 Week Friends, which I think was cool that they both voted it in, and that this, like high school romance show made it in so high at the same spot. And I do think it's really gender neutral, so it's like not all fan service and this and that, blah blah blah. That was neat. And one standout thing for the dudes on that list was No Game No Life was really high up there, and I think it made it on the women's list at like number 8. And I just think it's cool to see that sometimes for perception of gender and what they like. So it's kind of clear that No Game No Life is kind of a big show right now, but it's totally aimed towards dudes. So anyways, that's all I got.
Well,
my E3 predictions for anime. Let's not waste time anymore.
All right. Are we about done? Do we have any more questions?
We sure do.
All right.
Andrew Rudder chiming in saying that Haikyuu, the volleyball anime, is shockingly enjoyable. So,
It was on my list.
I just really want Terror in Tokyo, because God needs more Eden of the East type stuff going on.
Speaking of...
He looks good.
Speaking of Watanabe stuff, also we didn't mention, but in July we get more Space Dandy.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Oh my
That's
God,
right.
5 shows.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, probably Jared's going to be busy.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
on 7, I think, right now.
I'm so behind. I haven't been watching anything. I've just been watching Arrow because I started to get into that, but that's not anime. So, Asterisk, I learned that Hulu Plus is heaven for Japanese anime. Kill la Kill was amazing when I watched it. It's honestly super awesome that we live in a time now where there's just legal like streams and simulcasts of shows.
Yep.
Oh, it's so awesome. Much better than fan sub.
Yeah,
Good times, man. Super duper exciting.
Yeah, I've been doing research for certain articles and stuff that I've been writing, and I was referring to Hulu for like these shows that it doesn't even tell me whose license it is for Hulu streaming, but it's on Hulu, and I'm like, what is this show from 2009 I'm watching? This is strange. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. The last one I've got here for now, unless somebody else chimes in with more, is Oscar Tong says, what do you hope Sailor Moon Crystal will do differently from the original series? Well, we know it's going to be based on the manga rather than the original TV series. And Randy just finally started reading Volume 3 of the manga yesterday, which is the last two chapters the first two chapters in that book cover the end of the first arc of Sailor Moon, which is what this anime series will be based on. And there's a good chunk that's pretty different. I mean, there's a lot of similarities to Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, the live-action series from the mid-2000s. But it'll be really cool seeing all this stuff. They go through bad guys really fast. I noticed they don't do the Monster of the Week thing for like 20 episodes.
Good.
Yeah, so that'll be really neat. And
It'll be good to see that series changed up.
Yeah, it'll be really neat to see how they do the whole thing. There's a good number of changes to how characters, basically their involvement in things, other than just being, hi, I'm a friend and I do this and this is my attack and that's that.
Right.
So I would highly suggest, Oscar, that if you haven't read it yet, read the manga, because it's really good stuff, and there's some surprising things. I was reading last night, I'm like, this is a thing that happens? My mind is kind of blown. Like, I did not expect this to be in Sailor Moon. So, yeah, it'll be cool to see it. I'm really excited. That's starting in July as well. That's going to be on Crunchyroll.
July's going to be exciting.
In addition to Hulu Plus and Neon Alley, so... July, man, this is where it's going to be. I'm really excited for the summer season. There's going to be so much stuff that I'm going to see.
Who's bringing over that Sword Art Online Vita game?
Ooh.
What
Is it IFA?
What if that's at E-Thrizzle?
I think it might be.
So
It's
there we go.
coming this
I
year.
connected it. My biggest prediction for Anime E3 2014 will be Attack on Titan Season 2 coming in 2015 summer.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad time.
Got it, because right when it ends will be Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they released Blu-rays. Okay, wasting time again. Let's go.
Do it, John. Close us out.
All right. If you would like to leave feedback for this episode or any of our previous episodes, you may do so by leaving us an email at downpourpodcast@oprainfall.com. You can also follow the Downpour Podcast on Twitter at Downpour Podcasts. You can follow us individually on Twitter. I am at radical_defect.
I am at saber_breaker.
I am Sihowski J.
All right. I think that about covers it for our big, huge E3 show. Thank you so much for everyone who's watching here live and asking questions and doing all that kind of sort of stuff. We will see you guys on the other side of E3. But I guess for next time, Tomodachi Life, that's going to come here like we're recording now-ish, and the show's going to come out on the 9th. But beyond our post-E3 sort of Jonathan D. Louses from everything, we'll talk some Tomodachi Life, because I am going to get that day one, and it's going to show up probably before I jump on a plane. That's fun.
Hopefully by then I'll be on to at least Sly 2, so yeah!
It's true. There's lots more games to talk about, assuming I don't die by getting impaled by spikes or burned up or anything else that's been happening to me in 1001 Spikes. I really do think that game is going to be my descent into madness. You're going to start seeing me like lose my voice and just become an old man right before your eyes. It's going to be cray-cray.
Faux show.
Anyway, we will see you guys. Well, I'll see you guys on the other side in LA, and I'll see you guys later on then. So I guess everyone else have a fantastic E3. I hope everything that you all want announced happens. Please do. Leave us feedback, leave us comments, stuff like that. I'll try to put something special this week during E3 of like listener feedback and predictions and stuff like that. And we'll see what happens. All I can do is the best I can do.
Faux show.
Everyone, have a great E3, and we will see you again soon. For now, take care.
Bye.
Bye.